Edmonton Sports Talk. My God, I loved it.
My name's Jay Milne. #Blue.
Our sports update deliverer, the Coon.
I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up today.
You know what, Reid?
You might be honest.
All right, here's what's going on in the Nest. Yeah, baby. Yeah. We are here. Where are you? How's it going, everybody? Yes, the Edmonton Oilers 1 win away from the Stanley Cup final. Zach Hyman will not be a part of that if the Oilers make it.
Zach's season's most likely done. He's getting surgery today, and it'll be a while, so we're not expecting him back for the playoffs.
Is it a wrist, a shoulder?
It's his, they'll just leave it upper body, yes.
Okay.
All right, that was Chris Knobloch earlier today. Really the key piece of news that Knobloch gave before the team departed for Dallas. Connor Brown's not going to play tomorrow either, so we'll see what they do with the lineup, if Matthias Ekholm can come back in, if maybe Jeff Skinner or another forward who hasn't been playing or hasn't been playing much gets another opportunity. But that is the headline today. No Zach Hyman, very likely the rest of the way for your Edmonton Oilers. Besides that news, which I know is a bummer, hope you're having a great afternoon, and the Oilers are looking very, very good. Another impressive, composed, resilient victory last night against the Dallas Stars, who will face they will face assimilation. Yes, everybody, the Oilers have turned into the Borg. They will face elimination tomorrow for Game 5 in Dallas. So tomorrow, another full day of Oilers coverage, pre-gaming for you. Starts at 6 a.m. with the Nielsen Show. Goes all day long until the game starts. Our show will be 3 to 5 p.m. Tom Gazzola will be at Hudson's on White. Hernan, are you going to join him for part of it tomorrow? Can you? Are you going to Hudson's on White? You'll be here the whole time, but Tom will be at Hudson's on White for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows tomorrow as the Oilers try to finish it off. And tonight in the East Final, Florida's trying to finish it off against the Carolina Hurricanes. So maybe by about 9 o'clock tomorrow night, we'll know the Stanley Cup Final combatants, and it could be a rematch of last season. And did not Wyshynski say on the morning show, if that happens, we could have Game 1 of the Cup Final Monday in Edmonton already? Wow, that'd be incredible. But a couple things got to happen here. Do you think Carolina stays alive tonight?
No.
You correctly said they would a couple days ago.
Well, I correctly said that in setting up the 4-1 sweep, otherwise known as the gentleman's sweep.
It is not known as that. It is not known as that.
Well, yeah, it is. It's been established. I was not on board with the gentleman's sweep when it started, but after seeing what Eric and Dusty have done with it, how can I not? So the gentleman's sweep is in play tonight in Carolina, and I may have dabbled with that a little bit for my play of the day.
Oh, I'm excited to hear what that is.
Yeah.
Coming up in about 35 minutes or so.
4 in a row for Jay's play of the day.
Really?
Yeah. Now, I must admit, I wasn't here on Friday as I was at my nephew's graduation.
Right.
But Dusty sent one in.
Did it. Dustin
Pacers
did it.
plus 5.5, which hit.
Right.
So between Dusty and I, we're 4 in a row, looking to go 5.
Okay. Good stuff.
Yeah.
What was last night's again? Nuge getting an assist.
Nuge one or more assists, which happened quite early.
He's playing great.
He is. He's a
young man.
He's a power play menace.
I think he's a menace all over the ice, quite frankly.
Yeah.
I mean, forechecking, making good plays, keeping plays alive.
He's playing smart, but he seems to be more involved than he has been throughout the playoffs, especially on the power play. It seems like a lot more is running through Nuge. I don't know.
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's fair to say.
If that was an adjustment or if it's just, hey, Nuge is on fire right now, let's get him the puck.
I was watching, so, when I got home last night, I went back and watched some parts of the game. And we've talked so much about the Oilers' power play. And oddly enough, this might have been a disappointing or somewhat down season for the Oilers' power play because they weren't, first in the league. But I was watching that power play in which Nuge made the great pass to Corey Perry. And remember how in one of our first shows, I was saying to people, like, appreciate the Oilers power play. 10, 15 years from now, you're going to watch an Oilers power play that doesn't have McDavid or Draisaitl because maybe they'll be retired, right? Or maybe coaching. Who knows? And I was watching that, what they did. And I know this is a staple of it, but it really stood out to me. Like, they're never in the same place. Like, even Dallas, and yes, the guys move around, but I feel as if other power plays, even good ones, are, okay, Timmy, you have your spot, okay? Jerry, you're there, okay?
What about Edgar?
Horace, you're there. Edgar, you stay over here. You're good on this. Like, they're moving around. Like, I know Draisaitl has his one-timer thing, but sometimes he's in the middle. McDavid's back at the point. He's on the left side. He's taking it to the slot. He's going behind the net. Where's Nuge? And they just keep moving around. And you kind of just can't take one guy away because you don't know where that guy is going to be. And then Nuge made the great play, the little delay to get the pass under CC's stick and Perry. I mean, I think when Perry touched that puck, his stick was already behind Ottinger's left skate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's unstoppable for the goalie.
Was that just me, or was that like he almost whiffed on that? Because I
don't think he quite got all the puck, but it was so close to the goal line.
Ottinger probably could have sat down and still saved it. Like it squeaked across the line.
Yeah.
Like a pipsqueak puck.
Like a pipsqueak
puck.
Yes. A pipsqueak puck. But an incredible power play. Oilers get 2 power play goals last night. They hang in there. They survive the first period. We're going to talk about that as we go along today. I still think Dallas is playing hard, but maybe Dallas's best just can't break through the Oilers' best.
I don't know, Reid. Like, look at the. I want to, think about the last 2 games and some of the defensive, or I guess chances that they took. Like you look at that Corey Perry goal we were just talking about. Mm-hmm. What were the other 3 Dallas defenders doing? I mean, think of that from and you might hear this later in the show, but if the shoe was on the other foot, like if that was Oilers fans looking at their defensive play, they would be getting eaten alive. I mean, think of last game with Harley that makes that pinch, and then Rantanen and
right.
Jason Robertson get stuck in leaving. They're above Connor McDavid, right?
Yep.
Think of how much the defensive mistakes they're making.
So you're saying someone else has to come. So if CC's going out to take away the pass, somebody else has to drop down.
There were 3 guys right there.
Somebody else has to drop down and tie up Perry's stick or just cross-check him in the back. You're probably not going to get a penalty.
Yeah, send him through the net. Nobody's going to call that.
Right.
I mean, Corey Perry could have set up and had lunch there. Like, he literally took his time getting it. He even looked down to make sure he was outside of the crease. Like, it was very odd to see that little of attention paid to Corey Perry sitting right in front of the net.
Well, but you make a good point, and the Oilers got to finish here. I mean, don't give Dallas any life or any belief that they're going to come back and win the series, but I think that's a good point. And the Oilers are taking care of the details far better than their opponents have been. And now especially against Dallas. And you do see that, and Tom and I talked about this on the postgame show last night, and I think we're seeing it over and over again. Yes, sometimes, the Oilers are giving up the puck or they got to scramble back into position, but it's a complete commitment to at least try to do the right thing. And hockey is not a game of, and you would have experienced this as a defensive back. I mean, I know you had a lot of interceptions in your career. Are you not the U of A all-time leader?
I think
if memory serves me correctly.
It's been a while.
Right. But don't give up anything clean.
Look, you got to limit you got to limit the big play.
Right.
Don't allow the big play to happen. Have them dump it off underneath. That's a victory defensively. And that's what the Oilers have been doing. They're not allowing themselves to make critical errors. They're just living to fight another day. Get the puck out of the zone, clear it. Even if it's an icing, but they are making this an art form out of flicking the puck out of their zone.
Yes.
About halfway to the scoreboard and landing. And how many times do you see them come away with that puck too? Right? Because it's up and that's a hard play for a defenseman to come down and control that. So no, they're just playing smart hockey.
Yeah, detailed hockey. I don't want to use the word safe because I don't think they're being safe in terms of not going for it when they have a chance, but they're playing maybe calculated hockey,
Yes.
or they're doing a good job measuring the risk reward. But as we were saying, now Dallas, we'll talk about this later. Dallas did have some good looks, and I think Dallas made some mistakes in the offensive zone or had some failure of execution. But yes, a lot of times it looks like, oh, Dallas is going to have a chance, or they're going to have a rush. No, there's an Oiler guy coming back. Oh, you know what? The Oiler guy didn't intercept the pass, but he tipped it away, or he distracted the Dallas guy from getting it cleanly. All that kind of stuff that we're seeing over and over again. And it's like the terms I've been using is in control and composed. That it never really feels like it's getting out of control for the Oilers. I mean, I know it did in Game 1. I know there have been tough moments, but what are they at now? Are they not 11-2 in their last 13 games?
It's crazy.
Like that's pretty good. So we'll see if they can finish it off tomorrow night. 780-218-9999 is one of the ways you can get in touch. That is the text line, the afternoon inbox, presented by River Curb Resort and Casino, home of Tap 25 Restaurant, where the entire menu is 50% off 7 days a week. That goes from 2 to 5 p.m. You can email jay@edmontonsportstalk.com, reid@edmontonsportstalk.com. We often get limericks sent in to us. We started doing limericks on the show, several months ago, and we have a lot of regular limerick writers. We have some people who try. If you haven't written a limerick, try it out.
Please.
The limerick is, so the rhyming format is AABBA.
Why don't we do this?
Give me a topic. I'll do a limerick off the top of my head right now. Let's do it.
Pasta.
Okay, now I'm not writing out the whole limerick. I'm just reminding myself of the topic and the rhymes. I got it. Okay. I was once served a fine linguine. The waiter, oddly enough, was Zach Stortini.
Oh, baby.
I requested Gage, but he was in the cage, making blocker saves while holding a Bellini.
Oh, Reid. Wow.
I love doing that.
That was impressive.
Well,
I mean,
every once in a while I come up with something good.
I thought you were going to say I once had a mean pasta, but then you went to linguine, Stortini.
Yeah, I went a little
Bellini.
bit. Yeah, you don't have to do it directly. You know, like
That's from the top
it's
rope,
like
fella.
it's like when you go see a really good improv show and they get a suggestion and you think, oh, they're probably going to do that, and then they're like, oh my god, that is brilliant. Like I once. There's this group, it's this duo. We might have the guy on the show, one of the guys on the show, by the way, this summer. Because he's been on my show in the past. So he lives in Atlanta. His name's Kevin Galeese. And he runs like a comedic theater company there. He's originally from Edmonton. And he's a big Oilers fan. And he called into Overtime Open Line a couple of times. Like he's a huge Oilers fan. So him and another guy named Arlen Konopacki, they come together. This is going to be their 25th year at the Fringe. They're called Scratch. You would love them. They take 3 suggestions from the audience, and they'll usually say, okay, give us, like I remember they used to give us something that would fit on the stage, right? So you'd say like, well, a bathroom, a cockpit, something like that. But anyway, a couple of summers ago, they got a suggestion, something to do with the Muppets. So you're thinking, okay, they're going to do Jim Henson or something. But then they did this thing that the Muppets had like an underground lair in New York City, and they were plotting to turn the whole world into Muppets and take over or something like just these bizarre ideas. So yeah, you got to take pasta and then maybe see what else you can work into it.
That was a
good one. That might be one of my best limericks of all time.
Best
we'll
on
have
the fly.
guy. We'll see if the guy from Scratch or both guys can come in this summer
In studio.
and then we'll try to go see him at the Fringe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we got to get him in.
Sure.
They're comedians. We could just okay, guys, go. We'll just go sit over there.
Yeah, we'll just go eat popcorn and watch.
All right. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Email us. Well, you can email us anything you want. Well, within reason.
Reid.
You can email us topics besides limericks, but we often get limericks coming in through the email. If you're tuning in on iHeartRadio or TuneIn Radio, those streaming apps, we really appreciate it. Remember to recommend the show to other people. And you can help us by informing the unwashed masses of how to find us. You can bathe the unwashed. If somebody says to you, what's going on? What's going on with the 1260 shut down? Reid Wilkins left Ched. I got nothing to listen to. You say, let me wash you. In a manner more appropriate than Mike Babcock, you take their phone from them. Or you say, hey, go to the App Store, download iHeartRadio. They'll probably already have it on their phone. And you just say, my friend, put in Edmonton Sports Talk. Click it. Oh, now you're listening to it. It's that simple. We just ask you to spread the joy to the unwashed.
But don't they have to, as an act of solidarity, wash them?
Well, I think that's more of a metaphorical.
Oh, you weren't talking a literal
figurative
wash.
washing. Yes,
I would like
you don't have to go shower with somebody while you're showing them how to download.
Maybe
the
just
app.
wash their hands for them.
Give them some hand sanitizer.
Have you ever had anybody wash your hands?
Probably when I was a little kid.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
Thank you, Jay. That's the kind of stuff you get only here on Edmonton Sports Talk. And of course, there's also the video element to the station. Maybe you're taking us in on YouTube.
The YouTube!
Which we appreciate, the one and only YouTube. If you are there, smash that like button. Hit the thumbs up. Give it a little click. Let's see what we can get to. We have an incredible run in the playoffs, except for one day we've hit 200 thumbs every show.
Click, click, click. Must you click? Please, please click. Must you click? You must click. Thumb, thumb, thumb.
Perfect. So give us a click. Now, I think they had 1,000 thumbs on the morning show.
Wow.
So us asking for 200 is really quite modest.
Maybe we should ask for 300.
If you like us 1/5 as much as you like Eric and Dustin, give us a click. But seriously, help us out. We're working hard. We've had great audience numbers during the playoffs. We've had great audience participation. So give us a click. Share the show with other people. Right on YouTube, there's a share thing. You can do what I was talking about to get on iHeartRadio and TuneIn Radio. So it's pretty awesome. And we appreciate
subscribe. Our subscriptions of...
Oh, we're at 12.5K?
Yeah, they've continued.
So we already got this. Let's get to 12.6K on YouTube. Pretty incredible stuff. All right. We do a lot of fun things besides talking about the orders, and we will have the oil understood for GCL Diesel. So we'll break down some other things Chris Knobloch said earlier today. But we have our off-topic topic for William Huff. Since 1952, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of valued clients. Their unparalleled customer service, combined with decades of industry expertise and a desire to make every job the very best can be, is what they call the William Huff Advantage. Visit their website at williamhuff.com or give them a shout, 780-454-4536. Oh, hang on. Duck Dad wants the subscription song as well. Actually, I haven't played that in a while. Colin the Amishman, one of our nasties, made this for us.
Sub. Must you sub? Please, sub. Must you sub? You must sub. Subscribe.
All right.
Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
All right. Off-topic topic.
Okay, so today, my middle daughter, Rose, woke up and sprung out of bed. She was happy. She was excited to be awake. She was bouncing around the house, which usually isn't the case for mornings, getting the children up for bed or for school. Turns out there's a field trip today, Reid.
Oh.
One of the best days as a young person. It's probably one of the best days of her life thus far. Knowing that she has a field trip today to the TELUS World of Science. She's, we make a special lunch, it's a special backpack because you don't have to bring your books. You're off. You're foot loose and fancy free. So special lunch, maybe a little concession money. And you're off to what as a child would be the greatest day. So that we started talking about it and I really wanted to know for you, Reid, and this is the off-topic topic for William Huff. What is the best field trip or school trip that you ever went on? And I know as a young man growing up in Alder Flats and then Evansburg, north of Evansburg, I wondered, for us, the big one was, the year-end trip to West Edmonton Mall. Go to the water park, right? That was a big one.
Fancy.
Coming up. But for you out in Evansburg, what would it have been? Is that like a field trip to the Pembina?
Yeah,
maybe Knighton Junction for lunch?
I think once we went and we collected old landmines. So you brought this up earlier. I got to be honest with you, Jay. I'm sure we went on field trips. I struggle to remember one. I mean, I think I'm at the age where stuff that happened at that part of my life is getting to be a little more distant and a little less meaningful.
Oh, come on. You can remember.
I really am not. I know we did TELUS World of Science, though I think it was just called the Edmonton Space Science Center there. And I remember we saw a movie in IMAX, and like the screen is so huge, and I think it was on one of the space shuttles.
Ooh.
And this would have been before the, what was it, the Challenger that exploded in 86 or 87? This would have been before that. And I remember there was a shot, and they were like starting at the bottom of the shuttle and then kind of like panning up, but it felt like your chairs were moving. It was so big. So I remember that. It was cool seeing that movie. But I struggle to remember other field trips.
Did you go into where you lie on your back? Is it the Adler or what's it? Somebody will know. At what was the Space Science Center?
Yeah,
where you lie on your back and it's like a star show.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember.
The Ziedler Dome, I think.
Oh,
it's called.
Right. Okay.
That was pretty cool too. But yeah, I mean, in grade 12 for basketball, we went on a trip to Tampa for a basketball tournament over the Christmas break.
I certainly was never on an airplane for a field trip.
That was more than a field trip. But send us in your most remembered field trip or school trip that you went on. I mean, Fort Edmonton Park's got to be up there. You know what was never really a big one for me? And it pains me because I'm part Ukrainian, but the Ukrainian Cultural Center just never hit.
Yeah, I mean, I went there as a kid, but I don't think ever with school.
Yeah, it's just, okay.
Yeah.
We're here. Mm-hmm. At least Fort Edmonton Park had the train.
Jay, those eggs aren't for cooking.
It had the candy store. I mean, it had the cheap movie theater. It was good.
All right, 780-218-9999, the River Crew Resort and Casino inbox.
Rob from the Grove says the Ukrainian Village was one of his favorites.
Oh, so good. Okay.
To each to their own, right?
So yeah, the best school trip and or field trip you were ever on. Give us a memory. That's pretty cool. So sorry, where's your daughter going? They're going to TELUS World of Science?
Yeah, right.
They're probably there right now.
She is.
Are they going to come to? They should come here for a field trip.
Yeah, can you imagine?
Well, I could. I think it would be ultimately disappointing for the children.
There's an arcade here.
There's one machine.
So what?
Well, there'd be like 30 kids. They couldn't
There's an
all play
arcade
it.
and a basketball hoop.
We could make a little money.
And there's a massive bottle of rum.
All right, who wants to play? Step up. Step up. Oh, no, that's not concession money. That's you get to use the arcade machine. Thanks for the $5.
Hey, we've got an early limerick. Should we get to it?
Let's do it.
All right. This came in from Pizza Boy. Limerick about teams not giving out injury info in playoffs.
Okay.
Hyman is hurt. Now he can't make a fist. This morning, Knobloch gave us the gist. Upper body when he picks his nose. Lower when he clips his toes. Just don't tell anyone it's the wrist.
Not bad.
Came in from
tighten
Pizza
up
Boy.
those lines 3 and 4. But that's very good. I like the rhyming, though.
It was good.
That was pretty well done. We will get to some comments from Chris Knobloch. He answered some questions before the Oilers departed for Dallas. At between 3:40 and 4, we'll have Jay's play of the day for Play Alberta, and we're going to give away 2 more tickets to the Edmonton Stingers home game tonight against the Brampton Honey Badgers. Here comes the Coop.
Edmonton Zach Hyman requires surgery and will likely miss the rest of the playoffs after leaving yesterday's game in the first period when taking a glancing hit from Mason Marchment of the Stars. Hyman left the ice, favoring his right arm. Down in Carolina, the Canes host the Panthers in Game 5 with Carolina's back up against the wall down 3-1 in the series. Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, and Nico Mikla expected to play after missing Game 4. Out east, captain of the Jets, Adam Lowry is out 5 to 6 months after undergoing successful hip surgery, while in the association, the Thunder and T-Wolves tip off at 6:30 for Game 5. OKC looking to clinch the series with a win. For the Stingers, they're in action at home against the Honey Badgers. EST's got you covered with all of our audio streams carrying live play-by-play coverage of the game. Tip-off is at 7. Elsewhere, the Jays have their series closer with the Rangers in Texas. Paxton Schultz gets the ball for Toronto with first pitch just after 6. Right now, 2 games are live. The Pirates smacking the D-backs 7-0 in the 6th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Advantage Sports Medicine. Connor McDavid's got a team of specialists, and you're stuck with a bag of frozen peas. Get the same locker room approach that's trusted by the best in the game. Call them at 780-460-9977 or visit their website at advantagesportmed.ca to book an appointment today. The Reid Wilkins Show continues after a brief intermission. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
2 guys and a goalie.
You're going to miss the speed and aggressiveness that Brown has brought. Like, he's been really good. Picked him as an X factor when we didn't know, if he was going to continue to play. I have found Connor Brown, in terms of energy level, forechecking pressure and turning pucks over, like, he's just been rock solid. So you are absolutely going to miss that and miss his speed.
2 guys and a goalie, presented by GS Construction. Tuesday and Thursday afternoons at noon, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Fridays just got a whole lot more fun. Spin the wheel at the banquet for your shot to win big and save on your bill. Spin, win, save. It's that easy. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
GCL Diesel has been serving oil country since 1972. From diesel cars to SUVs to pickups. From farm tractors to school buses to a big rig. From diesel generators to forklifts, GCL can test, troubleshoot, and repair all diesel fuel system components. Whether it's injectors, pumps, turbos, filters, or additive, GCL has the parts you need to keep your diesel running the way it should. For genuine diesel parts at wholesale prices, visit GCL Diesel in the West End or online at gcldiesel.com. GCL Diesel. Diesel understood.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Time out, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Must you click? Click. Thumb. Must you click? Thumb, thumb, thumb.
As the world-famous Thumb Click remix is put together by Zachary Kubish, reminding you to click the thumbs up, the like button if you're taking us in on YouTube. Tell you what, we are 12 thumbs away from 100, which is plateau number 1. So let's get there quick.
Let's just go for 300. Say it.
Why do you not bring this up to me before the show that you want to raise the limit for, like...
I'm not raising the limit.
You're setting us up to fail.
No, I'm not.
We've made 300 twice in the history of the show.
You've just got to believe.
No, we got to give people things that they can achieve and not change things during the Stanley Cup playoffs.
155 is double word of the day. That's not changing. We established that.
Well, you tried to change it the other day.
But you slapped me. You slapped my wrist.
We have a streak of getting to 200 during the playoffs.
Okay, let's get to 200.
And the show is not only about getting thumbs. That's part of the show.
Reid, live a little.
I live every day my own way.
Fine. Well, if you want, we can at least show Reid that, the Nasties can do this.
Well, I know they can do it. We're asking to get to 200 during the playoffs, which we've done every day.
Yes. Yeah. That is
okay, so you want to increase that by 33%.
I'm just saying, why not just shoot for the sky?
Well, we got a first-time limerick writer. That's exciting.
You want to read it?
No, we'll save it.
Okay.
We'll save it.
The off-topic topic for William Huff was, what was your best field trip or school trip you ever went on? Krager says, best field trip, Frank's Slide. Got to spend the night at the information center. That would be exciting.
Yeah.
Band camp, 5 days long, yearly trip. And yes, band camp shenanigans are similar to how American Pie's movie portrays.
Oh, my goodness. Okay.
Nolan from St. Albert says, I was a clumsy kid and burnt my fingers over and over making candles at the Ukrainian village, and the bathroom smelled like sulfur. Those are the only memories I have of the place.
The bathroom smelled like sulfur. Don't you smell sulfur when there's a demon present? Or,
I've never heard
someone
that.
summoning a demon? Doesn't it come with the smell of sulfur? Somebody who's an expert in the occult will let us know.
Comes with the presence of potash.
Madame Rigaramoo, let us know.
The real not so slim shady, when I was in grade 3, our class was lucky enough to have zoo school. We spent an entire week of school at the zoo.
Did they have to sleep in the
enclosures?
closures?
It says from 8 to 2:30. Can you imagine?
Okay, so a random draw for what animal you're going to sleep with. I got the skunk again.
Keep sending those in.
That's
Those
funny.
are great.
All right, we did get to 100 thumbs. We're going for 300. We're going for a 300
There, thank you.
thumb show so Jay can quit being such a bitch about it.
Yes. Great.
All right, 780-218-9999 is how you text us the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Yeah, the zoo would be. I think we went to the zoo when I was a kid.
My youngest just went to the zoo, and it is what it is. I mean, it's there was a zebra there with its tongue sticking out. And by the way, okay, I'm going off on
this. Is this from when you were a kid?
No, my youngest went to the zoo, and my wife was a chaperone or a volunteer, so she went as well. There was a zebra there with its tongue hanging out of its mouth. Zebras are horses, okay?
Yes.
All right? That is not normal. And they asked the person, the tour guide, who was a complete dunce. This person did not know a thing.
Well, they're not an animal.
About the animal.
They're not an animalologist.
You should if you work at the zoo. This person said that, oh yeah, that's normal for zebras when they lose the control of their lips.
Could be true.
No, that is an animal and it is probably not drinking properly. From a horse perspective.
Okay.
And then the person just kept kicking it down the road and just bobbling answers and feeding these kids complete BS.
Right.
To be honest, it was actually comical by the end of it.
You were there for this?
My wife was.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my rant on
zebra with a drinking problem.
Think of how confusing the stripes would be.
How you doing, Norm? One stripe after another. It's time for the Oil Understood for GCL Diesel, providers of the best diesel engine components around. From turbochargers to injectors, fuel pumps to sensors, they are the critical engine component experts. Proud to serve Edmonton and Northern Alberta for over 50 years. Now a partner of Edmonton Sports Talk and the Reid Wilkins Show. GCL Diesel. Diesel. Understood. All right. Oilers up 3-1 in the best of 7 Western Conference final. Once again, here is the key clip of the day. Head coach Chris Knobloch on Zach Hyman.
Zach's season's most likely done. He's getting surgery today, and it'll be a while, so we're not expecting him back for the playoffs.
Is it a wrist, a shoulder?
It's his, they'll just leave it upper body, yes.
Okay.
All right. He's having surgery. He will not play. What about Connor Brown?
Connor Brown won't be playing next game, but he's doing well, and we hope that he can come in shortly after that.
So Arvidsson already came in. Brown's not returning tomorrow. Hyman's out. So now we'll see about Ekholm. We kind of don't really know what's going on there, though he is clearly making progress. If you put in a forward, who do you put in?
If you put in a forward?
If you were to do it.
Well, okay. You look at what's happened to other forwards that have been pressed into playing time, right? You had Kapanen come in and immediately respond and answer the call. I thought Arvidsson played a very competitive game last night. I thought he was noticeable in a good way.
Right.
I would like to see what of this playoff version or the playoff hype version of Jeff Skinner would do. Now, I know he's a very one-dimensional player, and you're limiting your lineup with having him in it because he's not on the power play, he's not on the penalty kill. We've discussed this a lot.
Right.
He's a goal scorer. He's a proven goal scorer. Has he underachieved thus far this year? Absolutely. He has not lived up to his deal. Nobody would say the otherwise. But if you're looking at, what are our options? Reid, you got Max Jones?
Probably Max Jones is the next option. Okay. I don't really think Derek Ryan is an option at this point.
Why is that? Because we talked about this little bit.
Because he hasn't played in the regular season in a long time. And I don't think that I think that this series might be a little too fast for him. And maybe even a little too physical for him, especially if you just throw him right into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if they're not going to go, so you said if they're insisting on putting another forward.
If they're going 12-6, yes.
Then I'd put my hand up for Jeff Skinner. But, you're at a loss, so you're asking, and where would Jeff Skinner fit in? Right?
Right.
Would you have to, where would you put Jeff Skinner?
I don't know. Well, I wouldn't put him in.
You wouldn't put him in. You'd go to Max Jones.
I'd put Jones in, quite frankly.
Speed, intensity.
He's not great. But again, I just don't see Skinner being able to play the style of hockey that the Oilers are playing.
You know what? That's a fair point because, Max Jones, you look at and you could see him, potentially emulating a playoff style of play.
Right. Engaging.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Now, who knows? Maybe Skinner jumps in and gets pulled along and realizes what he has to do. And I know he got a point in the one game he played, but there's a reason he's been scratch. And then Kapanen came in when they needed a player. And then Arvidsson came back in before Jeff Skinner. So I don't know if all of a sudden he's going to get a look here. Clearly, talent-wise, he's better than the other players. But there are things here going on with the Oilers' success beyond just players who can produce points and score when they have an opportunity. Like we talk about being on the right side of the puck, like finishing every check, digging in, back checking, all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. Like now it's a little deeper down the depth chart where the guy you're bringing in has a larger question mark than some other players. That I'm not saying that Max Jones is a very sexy solution in this situation. I would just be worried that you play Jeff Skinner and it's like, oh man, like he's just getting completely boxed out and he won't hit. Maybe Jones can't give you a lot of ice time, but at least he'll try to play with some grit and tenacity when he's on the ice. That's all.
Yeah, it's and you don't think they'll go 11-7?
They might if they're comfortable putting Ekholm in. I still don't know if they're comfortable putting Ekholm in. A lot of people thought he would play Game 4. He did not.
Mm-hmm. Well, was that more because they didn't think he needed to? Do they still think he needs to?
I don't know. I think that Ekholm's pretty good, and if they thought he was ready to go, they'd want him in the lineup.
And I don't know where this. I did not say Zach Hyman was one-dimensional. I said Jeff Skinner is more.
Yeah, did you say Hyman was one-dimensional?
I don't think I did, but somebody in the nasty chat said I thought
corrected.
But Hyman played just over 3 minutes last night.
Yes.
They played the majority of the game without him, and they looked pretty good. Now, I'm not saying that a team can't game plan around that a bit better, but it's a huge loss. There's no debating that. I just think this is a good opportunity to say, okay, we're gonna go with what we got up front, and we're gonna add Ekholm and roll with 11-7. If Ekholm is now ready to play, I don't see why you wouldn't. And then keep the lineup the same as what you had. Wait till Connor Brown comes back, and then
which he probably will be at some point,
right?
I think if they win tomorrow, Brown's probably back for the Stanley Cup final.
Sounds that way.
Look, it wouldn't surprise me if Jeff Skinner played. I would just really wonder if he can do everything that his teammates are doing. Now, but again, I wonder that about Max Jones as well. I mean, I don't know if they would throw Philp in. I mean, Philp has been okay when he played. He's tried to be physical, but like you're throwing a guy in who hasn't played in a long time.
Yeah.
And you're throwing him into a fast and physical series. That game last night, by the way, I mean, that was a great game to watch. I mean,
they've all been pretty entertaining.
Hitting,
Reid.
skating, great. But both goaltenders were great last night.
Yes.
That was Ottinger's best game of the series.
By far.
Skinner continues to do a great job. So I don't know, like I don't want to make it sound like I'm just crapping all over Jeff Skinner. As we talked about though we've talked about him a lot this season. There are reasons he hasn't been playing beyond the coach or the coaching staff must hate him. Like there are details to his game that have been continually lacking.
He's not on the power play and he's not on the penalty kill. I mean, right. If you're not one of those, then you need to be an outstanding 5-on-5 player,
right?
Which he has not been.
And again, why did the Oilers go out and acquire Trent Frederick, for example? I mean, you could argue him and or the return of Kane are two of the factors that pushed Jeff Skinner out of the lineup. Well, because they have a different dimension. They have a different style of play than Jeff Skinner. So, like, if Jeff Skinner was your leading scorer, okay, that's different. But if he's your 6th, 7th, 8th most likely forward to score, then it's like, okay, man, like we need you to do other stuff. And he doesn't do a lot of that stuff.
That's fair. And you might have a case there with Max Jones. Just given the situation you're in and the stage of the playoffs you're in. He's a grittier, more sandpaper player than Jeff Skinner. There's no denying that.
Right.
And I don't think the Oilers need an offensive touch as much as they need defensive security. And somebody that can play that defensive style that they've been doing.
Yes, they need somebody on the right side of the puck, hitting, finishing checks, all that kind of stuff. Now, I know Skinner had hits in the game he played, and maybe he's ready to play that style or at least engage. Maybe he plays and he does all those things. I'm just saying the reason that he hasn't been playing is because I think the coaching staff believes he won't do those things consistently enough.
Well, he didn't. He hasn't.
Right.
That's just a fact from the regular season. But as we know, players can change in the playoffs.
Which would be great. Like, I'd love it if he went in there.
I think everybody would.
Like, I would love it. Like, I'd be rooting for him for sure. I'm just trying to break down why maybe the coaches haven't used him to this point. All right. 780-218-9999, the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. Jay and I are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Craving a late night snack? Check out the Banquet's new late night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. till close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the Banquet burger at happy hour prices. The Banquet. Get real, play hard. We're going to have more comments from Chris Knobloch. We're also going to break down something Peter DeBoer said after the game last night. If you are watching us on YouTube, continue to hit that thumbs up. We're going for a 400 thumb up show.
What?
We're going for 354. We're going for a new show record.
We are?
Well, I want to satisfy you, Jay.
Oh, you
I clearly disappointed you.
You turkey.
We're at 114.
Well, let's go for it. Shoot
155.
For it. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your mom.
We want to get to 155 is the next plateau for double word of the day. Then it's 200. Then it's 300. Then it's 354. New show record. Just on an innocent little Wednesday. Aiden O'Neill says Hyman averaged 0.7 hits per game in the regular season, nearly 10 in the playoffs. Players can change. I would contest that remark, Mr. O'Neill, because I think Hyman has proven that he can be a hitting player. I don't know if Jeff Skinner has ever been associated with that heavy on the puck type of guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope if he does come in, I hope he comes in and plays great and is an absolute menace out there. Boy, Bush is becoming a bit of a menace, eh? We're going to talk about that too. He's a big meanie now.
The slash heard round the world.
But we're going to do Jay's play of the day and give away some Edmonton Stingers tickets when we get back. Here comes the Coop.
Edmonton's Zach Hyman requires surgery and is likely to miss the remainder of the playoffs for the Oilers after he left the first period of last night's Game 4 victory over the Stars. Hyman sustained the injury during a flyby with Dallas's Mason Marchment in the neutral zone and did not return to the game. In Raleigh, the Panthers are expected to welcome back Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, Nico Mikkola in Game 5 against the Canes, with all three players missing Game 4. Florida leads that series 3-1. And round-robin action continues in the Memorial Cup. Rimouski and Moncton face off, the winner meeting London in the semis, and Medicine Hat has a guaranteed spot in Sunday's final. Elsewhere, the T-Wolves are on the brink of elimination heading into Game 5 against the Thunder, while back in Edmonton, the Stingers and Honey Badgers scrap. Listen to the entire game right here on EST with all of our audio streams, with live coverage of the game starting at 7 o'clock. Baseball has the Jays and Rangers with their series closer. Paxton Schultz gets the ball for Toronto with first pitch at 6:05. Two games are underway right now, with the Marlins locked at 6 with the Padres in the 6th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Windsor Plywood Leduc. Locally owned and operated, serving Leduc and surrounding areas since '93. They have doors, flooring, baseboards, and of course, plywood. Go see the knowledgeable staff today at Windsor Plywood Leduc. The show rolls on after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Gallo LLP is an Alberta-based accounting firm with expert chartered professional accountants in both our Edmonton and Sherwood Park accounting firms. Our experienced and innovative accountants provide financial advice that saves our clients money. Simply put, we help our clients protect their assets and grow their businesses. At Gallo LLP, they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. Reach out to Preet or John to discuss how they can help your business grow. Visit gallollp.ca today and see how they can help you take your business to the next level.
Do you have pets? Horses? Chickens? Did the place you used to get your feed recently close down? Have no fear. Clover Bar Feeds is here. Whether it's dogs, cats, horses, or chickens, Clover Bar Feeds has you covered. Offering a large variety of food and feed, you can trust the experts at Clover Bar Feeds. They've been family owned and operated for over 60 years. This means you can expect nothing less than top-notch service and selection. Come visit them at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park, or visit them online at cloverbarfeeds.com.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know. All right, here it is. First time limerick from Jen, who is a long-time listener. First ever limerick. She sent it in to Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Here we go. Reid and Jay light the mics up with flair while the Oilers leave Stars in despair. One win from the kill, they're skating for thrill, and Dallas just gasping for air. That is really good, Jen.
Very good.
That is very, very good. Great first limerick. Good pace. Good reference to things going on the show and in the Edmonton sports world. Very well done, Jen. Congratulations.
Yeah, big time.
That is really good. You know what else? Oh, Jay, we got something made for you. Time for Jay's play of the day.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
There it is. We got a jingle. Jay's play of the day. Presented by Play Alberta. Gaming made easy anytime, anywhere with Play Alberta. You've got a full casino experience right at your fingertips. Play from your phone, tablet, or computer whenever works for you. Download the Play Alberta app today. Get started with a $100 casino bonus. Just deposit $20 with promo code 100casino. Play smart, play local, and remember to use your game sense.
Wow.
Got a theme.
Can I hear that again? Just because it just blew me away.
Yeah.
Women.
Oh, sorry. That's the right one. That's the right one.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day. Yeah, yeah.
There it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Seems to have a bit of an accent,
pretty
that
good.
singer. You have to shop that overseas, Reid?
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay.
I don't know. It just appeared.
Wow.
Just appeared. And was like, use this. Okay.
Wow, yeah. Scotty Knows says the jingle is the reward for the 4-day streak.
Yeah, there it is.
Wow. Wonder what happens if we go 5, if we make it 5, Reid.
I think you will. Well,
yeah, I don't even want to say what you said to me in the break.
no, I'm not. I won't comment on it.
Fine.
I don't remember what I said. It's probably quite rude. I feel a little surly today, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can
Remember
tell.
Remember instead of the Duff Brewery, instead of the 7 dwarves, they had like the 7 beer bottles or whatever, and the one guy was surly. I think it was something like that.
I wonder if that's why it was called Cyril Sneer in the Raccoons.
Cyril Sneer?
Cyril Sneer.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't think I've ever known a person named Cyril.
Me neither. If you're out there named Cyril, we want to meet you.
Send us a copy of your ID. So I'm listening to this. I'm listening to this sports show, and they're like making listeners send in their ID to listen. I didn't get it.
Oh, Cyril.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so 2 nights ago, Jay's Play of the Day hit, saying that Carolina would win Game 4, force a Game 5, which at the time I said would set up a form of a gentleman's sweep. Say what you want about it. Say it's got to go this way. It's got to go that way. Look, I think Florida's going to get it done tonight. I mean, you heard in the updates from Coob, they're bringing back some key players.
Right.
I just see this happening. Sam Bennett has been on fire. He's the second leading scorer for the Florida Panthers in this postseason. So I got Florida Panthers on the money line. Excuse me. And Sam Bennett, 1 or more points. He just needs a single point.
Okay.
He's he's 1 point off a point per game player in the playoffs thus far. That was originally at plus 158. The good people over at Play Alberta have went ahead and boosted that to plus 171. So that's Jay's Play of the Day. Florida Panthers to win. Sam Bennett, 1+ points. That has been boosted to plus 171. If you go over to playalberta.ca, look at the EST specials, and you'll see Jay's Play of the Day, amongst others. Dusty's Play of the Day has Stankoven 1+ points.
Oh.
That is plus 138. That's a nice one. And remember, these promo codes are going to be done at the end of the month. So if you haven't done this yet, jump on it, deposit $20 or more for a $100 free bet on sports. This is usable for new and existing players using the promo code 100sports. And remember, don't forget to use your game sense.
All right. Good stuff, buddy.
Let's go. I mean, a jingle.
It's Jay. It's play. He's Jay. It's today. It's Jay's Play of the Day. It's Jay's Play of the Day. Jay's Play of the Day.
Great work on the keyboard.
I like that.
The keyboardist there was really going at it.
Keyboard was bopping.
Yeah.
What would you say that? The tickling the ivory?
Yes, he was tickling the ivories. Yeah. That sounds like if you walked into a saloon in Deadwood in 1888, some of the guys playing that on the piano, and you walk in, or no, somebody walks in, some gunslinger's like, I'm looking for Jay. And then it's like the bartender's like, oh, should I don't? Oh, yeah, he ain't around here right now, and you're sitting right at the end of the bar, kind of got your down. Tell him it's Big Morris. No, Tell him it's Jablonski. Tell him it's Jagged Jablonski. He recommended a play of the day to me nigh on 2 weeks ago. Or a fortnight, as some would call it. Yeah, I strolled in here a fortnight ago looking for a play. Jay gave me one. Oh, did you now, feller? Like I'm polishing the glasses.
Got the towel
I got
over
the towel. I got a mustache and an apron.
suspenders.
And you're at the end of the bar, and I know you're there. And I'm like, oh, I'm kind of giving you like, you better sneak out here, buddy. And then Jagged Jablonski's like, tell him I won 2 Buffalo nickels. Isn't that what they used to call them?
Yeah.
I only bet one. So you thank that feller. And then I'm like, oh, he's there at the end of the bar. Why don't you tell him yourself?
Yeah,
Old
that's
West.
a good one. D-Rock says Coob would be the bartender. Or as they would just say, the barkeep.
Yeah, Coob would be the barkeep. That's
Yeah.
actually a good point. I'd be some other shady figure in town. I'd be the Al Swearingen character.
You'd be tickling the ivory.
Everybody who watched Deadwood. Ian McShane was the actor. All right, Drew Remenda's coming up in a few minutes. Let's, Jay, you're also doing this because you got to watch for the responses coming in on the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, 780-218-9999. Trivia for a couple of tickets to the Stingers game. So you got to be able to go to the game tonight. We will email them to you, but you got to be able to go to the game tonight.
Okay, so which Stinger player recently surpassed 500 CEBL career regular season points? Send that name into the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox, and you know, the game is tonight. You might want to be able to attend. That would be good. Or know somebody that can attend.
Yeah.
Which Stinger player recently surpassed 500 CEBL career regular season points?
Wow. You're digging, like you're testing people's like this is for a hardcore Stingers fan. This is good.
Well, I'm a season seed holder with the Stingers, Reid. You're looking at one. A hardcore Stingers fan.
So did you know this before you asked the question? Or did you have to research this?
No, I had an idea. Well, no, they announced it recently. So.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So it'll be there. Quick limerick here from Old School Nasty. The Oilers pressed on through the pain, though Hyman went down in the strain. They sent stars to the past with a victory blast. The Panthers will face Edmonton's rain. Oh, pretty good.
Very good.
Rhyming pain. People are getting better with the limericks.
We've got a winner.
I'm warmly encouraged. Somebody got it already?
Somebody got it already.
Who is it?
It's an unnamed texter. So I'm going to find out who it is. I'll respond to you in the text line. The correct answer is Nick Hornsby.
Okay, awesome.
So there you go. I'll respond to you in the text.
He's playing tonight against the Brampton Honey Badgers.
What's the sound for a honey badger?
It's like we used to do Name the Animal on Inside Sports with me and Kellen.
Now, was that the common American honey badger, or would that be the common African honey badger?
Yeah, that's the American honey badger.
Let's hear that again.
What's that, Myrtle? I think they're coming again.
Cyril, there's a honey badger outside. I can hear him.
All right, Drew Remenda is coming up after the 4 o'clock break. David Beard from your Edmonton Elks is going to join us between 5 and 6. More on your Edmonton Oilers and the Dallas Stars series, of course, as we move along. It's the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne.
The Lock Shop.
It's a big loss. And of course, it was Marchment that got him, wasn't it?
It was Marchment, yeah.
I mean, that guy, he should not have been playing in this game to begin with. The fact that he did not get a 10-game suspension for abuse of an official in the Winnipeg series, absolute joke. I mean, the exact same thing that Marchment did to the official has cost multiple NHL players minimum 10 games.
The Lock Shop, weekday mornings at 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
If you aren't wearing a Connect belt, what are you waiting for? A one-size-fits-all belt with a smooth, hole-free track system makes it adjustable for the perfect fit. With fully customizable options, you can choose your belt color, material, and buckle to suit your style. 100% Canadian-owned and operated, Connect belts are designed for work, everyday wear, and even a round of golf. Check out the large selection of men's and women's styles at www.knktbelts.com. Connect belts, the perfect fit every time.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
You've heard the name, but what does it mean? For over 66 years, William Huff Advertising has supplied signage from screen printing to digital to LED with design, production, and install in-house. It's a one-stop shop for all your signage needs. Edmonton owned and operated, William Huff has been trusted by the biggest companies and teams in the City of Champions and many others across the country to do the job. If you're looking for a way to get the word out about your company or event, they are the answer. Go to www.williamhuff.com. Their results speak for themselves.
After colliding with Mason Marchment of the Stars midway through the first period last night, Edmonton's Zach Hyman is expected to miss the remainder of the playoffs. Hyman did not return to action after the play and requires surgery. While out east, the Panthers look for the gentleman's sweep in 5 games over the Hurricanes tonight. Florida expected to welcome back Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, and Nico Mikula for the contest, all 3 players missing Game 4. While from Quebec, the Oceanic and Wildcats have a date at 5 o'clock. The winner moves on to play the Knights in the semis, while Gavin McKenna's Tigers have the bye straight to the Memorial Cup final this Sunday. On the court, OKC hosts Minnesota as the T-Wolves hope to stay alive down 3-1. Tip-off is at 6:30. And from Edmonton, the Stingers play the Honey Badgers. EST carrying full coverage of the game on all of our audio streams. Tip-off is at 7. MLB action has Toronto and Texas with their series closer. First pitch just after 6 with Paxton Schultz getting the start for the Jays. Right now, 2 games are underway. Pirates stomping the D-backs 10-0 in the 8th inning. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. You're locked and loaded here on The Reid Wilkins Show.
I've got something under my skin. And the itch.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. So hockey tonight, Panthers, Hurricanes. Panthers trying to finish off that series. Hurricanes trying to stay alive again. Oilers traveling to Dallas today. If you've somehow missed it, Zach Hyman, surgery, unlikely to play again in these playoffs. Connor Brown will not be in tomorrow, but hopefully the Oilers get him back at some point, especially if they advance to the Stanley Cup final. If you're taking us in on YouTube, you can chat with us and with each other in our nasty chat, the chat feature there on YouTube. Keep clicking that thumbs up. We're at 142. We're going for a show record of 354. So everybody get in there and click. Let's do it. Share the show with other people. Say, go give these guys a thumbs up. Give these guys some love. Satisfy Jay, really, to get to a show record. But let's next plateau is 200. Which we've been doing every day in the playoffs, except one, oddly enough. There's one day we didn't get to 200. That was all right. Give a thumbs up for this guy. We love having him on the show. He does like radio, TV, newspaper, town crier stuff for the San Jose Sharks. Because last time I was like, oh, he's the radio guy. And then he was like, suddenly in the interview, he was like, well, Reid, I was on television the other night. It's our buddy Drew Remenda checking in. Drew, how are you doing?
I did 75 games on TV, and all of a sudden I'm reduced to being a radio guy like Stauffer. Are you kidding me? Are you putting me in that category?
Oh, he's on during the intermissions. He's quite proud of that work.
Oh, yeah. Well, who do we steal that job from? No, I'm kidding. Listen, I want you, can you hear this? Can you hear this?
Yeah.
You hear that?
Yes, sounds great.
Is that the sound of a...
Yes, that's the sound of a honey badger.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
So I was only a little bit off.
Let me hear yours again, Reid. Let me hear yours again. Yeah.
Like mine's possessed or so. It's like a ghost. It's a ghost
Yours
badger.
got run over.
That's the last words of a honey badger on a highway.
Drew, thank you for joining us today. It's always a pleasure to have you. I just when Reid said you were on, it just brought such joy to me because I just kept thinking of the "Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego" theme song, and I wanted to put it to Drew Remenda.
Yeah.
Drew, where are you right now?
I am in the Paris of the Prairies, Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Glad to be home. Been home a couple weeks. Was with the last time we talked, I was in Loveland, Colorado.
Yeah.
Right. The Barracuda lost that series to Colorado, who just lost to Abbotsford in the AHL. And so then got back and then hit the road pretty much that Thursday. So they lost. I came back on the Thursday a couple of weeks ago, hit the road that day, and then just kept driving. So
yeah, take us through the journey. How was the drive? Did you have any conversations with members of police officers, or how was it?
Not this time around, as a matter of fact, and I was very proud of myself. So we left early from Colorado. Landed in San Jose, had everything packed, ready to go, was on the road by 11 o'clock, stopped in Winnemucca, Nevada. I don't know if you guys have ever been there. It's lovely. Ooh. And then stayed the night over, and then worked my way up to, where the hell did I stay the second night? I don't even remember where I stayed the second night. Might even Pocatello, Idaho, maybe.
Maybe Idaho. That would probably be the second stop.
And then Great Falls.
Montana.
Montana. I made it Montana because I like Great Falls. Especially like the train track that runs right beside the hotel and keeps you up all night. That's fantastic when you're driving. And then got to Saskatoon, waited a couple of days, and then drove to Calgary because my brother-in-law was getting married again. And went to that. I gave the toast to the groomsmen. I was marvelous as usual. And then came home.
Winnemucca.
Yeah.
There's a dry lake there, apparently. It looks like it doesn't look like they get a lot of rain there. Just looking at the map.
They don't. Which brings me to my other point. Is a dry lake really a lake?
Ooh.
That's a good point. Like, yeah. I guess maybe it used to be a lake. Maybe that's why they call it that. I don't know. A former lake?
You can't leave your feet when you hit somebody.
Thank you.
You can jump, you can elevate, you can hop. You can't leave your feet. You can't trip up somebody, they fall down. And is a dry lake really a lake? These are things that I think about often, guys.
I never thought about trip up. I've never thought about that. Yeah, you technically got tripped down.
Yes, you get tripped down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
What about a lake full of air? An air lake?
Like that's a cloud.
Isn't that a dry lake?
You're really stumping us here.
Now you got me stuck on Google Maps. Now, and whenever I look at a town, I always think, where's the nearest golf course?
Yeah.
I don't know where there is one. I think they would have trouble irrigating.
I can tell you where the
golf course.
cemetery was in Winnemucca, but I can't tell you where the golf course was.
Yeah, they don't seem to have one. Imagine you got to drive a ways to find a golf course. Anyway, okay.
Okay, wait a minute. For just out of all those subscribers and all those people on YouTube you're hoping for, how many do you think I just drove away from your program?
None.
No. This is exactly what they need.
They know what they're getting.
It's an off day here. Everybody's a little bit tense because the Oilers country received some not so great news this morning. So we're just trying to lighten it up, Reid. I mean,
okay.
Reid. Sorry, Drew. That's Reid.
Yeah. Well, if you want to do the Hyman stuff first, you can. I had other stuff for Drew.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to ask you about Nugent Hopkins because you know part of Nugent's storyline is, like it or not, is that he is beloved. He went through a lot of crap that wasn't necessarily his doing when he became an Oiler. He, was pushed down in the hierarchy of players by Nugent, by McDavid and Draisaitl. And he's still very, very good, but there are stretches in seasons, and even at the start of this playoffs, where we discuss on shows like this, and people discuss with their friends and colleagues, we're just left wanting a little more from Nugent Hopkins. Now, all of a sudden, people are like, is he a dark horse for the Conn Smythe if the Oilers actually go all the way? So my question to you is, what is Nugent now doing that sometimes we wish he was doing at other times in the season?
He's not trying to win the game on every play. He is making the smart, simple, straight ahead play. He's moving his feet way more than he used to. When I was there in Edmonton, Reid, Taylor Hall, Jordan Eberle, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins got too much credit for wins at times and way too much criticism for losses. They were very, very young players, and they didn't have a lot of guys that they could look to help guide them along the way. Leon and Connor were also in the same boat. There weren't a lot of guys that could help guide them, veteran presence that could help grow and help an athlete understand how tough it is in the NHL and how much up and down and how to stay with it. Patrick Marleau played with the Sharks at a very young age. Had Daryl Sutter as a coach, but had Vincent Danfus, Tony Granato, Bernie Nichols, Kelly Rudy, Mike Vernon. He had a lot of veterans around him. And he states to this day that if it wasn't for those guys, he wouldn't have lasted all the games that he lasted that broke Gordie Howe's record. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is now an older, obviously, smarter, obviously, a player that is ready to accept whatever role he can play in order to help the team win. It's not about him thinking he's got to go out and win the game. Like Taylor Hall, got to go out and win the game. Jordan Eberle, I got to go out and win the game. And even Connor and Leon, when they first started, they got to go win the game. You don't have to do that anymore with the Edmonton Oilers because the Edmonton Oilers have balance. He's slotted in the perfect position right now. And because he's still got that skill level, because he's still smart as you know what, he is really making an impact offensively, but also away from the puck as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been great to see him produce and just
absolutely
and
wonderful
just
person.
Dig. Yeah, and just dig on the forecheck and do all those sorts of things. Do you want to? So I have a couple of DeBoer-centric questions for Drew. Which
we'll talk about Hyman quickly here and just get your thoughts on it, because the general I think sentiment here in oil country is, who's the next man up, step up. Who's going to replace Zach Hyman, who is, as Reid alluded to, is probably going to miss the rest of the playoffs. But is this not a team that we saw last year go into the Stanley Cup Finals pretty banged up with an Evander Kane that was playing on one foot? I mean, is this as dire, Drew, a situation as maybe it's being made out to be?
He is definitely a loss. We know that. And you don't want to see any player go off the ice holding his shoulder like he was. But it is not the end of the world for the Edmonton Oilers because they have learned their lesson. The management's learned their lesson over the last couple of years, and certainly from last year to this year. I think you bring up a great point, Jay, that they found a way last year, and they have found ways this year. And they're a much tougher team mentally and physically. They're a much deeper team. They are a team that doesn't get dissuaded from doing the right things and playing the right way and approaching the game the right way. You can't look at the Edmonton Oilers now. And some people love the Oilers. Most, everybody in Alberta, without a doubt. Well, not everybody in Alberta. Southern Alberta is a little. But across the country, when you look at the Edmonton Oilers, you respect McDavid and Draisaitl. You respect how Skinner's playing and Ekholm when he's back in the lineup, which would be huge if he gets back in, and Bouchard, et cetera, et cetera. But this is a team now on their second, third, and fourth lines, and their 4, 5, 6 defensemen are a very good hockey team. Last night, that game, take Hyman out of it, which he was out early. You look at that game last night, and it's a 2-1 game going into the third, and they played damn near perfect hockey on how to defend, showing that defending, and when you look at it, Coach Hillier with the Los Angeles Kings should have watched that game and went, oh, that's how you do it. Right. Oh, okay. Because defending is not a passive action. Defending is aggressive, and they were ultimately aggressive. They were all over the Dallas Stars. No time, no space. Always had 3 or 4 guys back in the neutral zone, stood up, and they were outstanding in that department. I mean, honestly, guys, that was about as a perfect a period as you're going to see in the third period of a playoff game when you've got the lead. And even though Hyman is out, and he was out for the majority of that game, They were rolling. They were fine. They didn't phase them. And that says a lot. Yes, Zach's a big loss. 21 goals in 40 games in the playoffs is something. And he was being really physical. But I don't think it's a devastating blow. It's one you have to accept and move on if you want to win a championship.
I like how you put that defending is an aggressive action.
Yes.
I'm going to steal that, but I will attribute it to you every
I
time I
probably
use
stole
it
it
on
from
this
somebody
show.
anyway. I probably stole it. Don't worry about it.
It's interesting, and look, DeBoer coached against the Oilers last year. He coached against them back in 2017 when the Oilers broke the playoff drought when he was with San Jose. I just try to take in things and listen, and I hear a lot of good things about Peter DeBoer as a coach. It was either you or somebody else told me once that he has a very unique way of teaching forechecking, which I'm not sure what he does. But I do think, and we're going to play a couple things he said last night later on in the show, but I do think he's trying to sell to his team, we're not out, like if only we scored first. Hey, we're actually getting better every game, guys. I just think he's working his butt off, which he should be doing to keep his team spirits up and give him that all important word belief. But what do you see from him? And can the Stars actually adjust, or are the Oilers just that much better at stopping them from doing their strengths?
Well, let's answer that one first. I think both in the Florida case and the Edmonton Oilers case, those two series, I think both the better teams are winning. I think it's just that simple. Second, Peter DeBoer, there's very few coaches in the world I respect and admire more than Peter DeBoer. Peter DeBoer is one of the smart guys out there. One of the things that would have been great if they were able to, well, it's not over yet, but if they're able to move on, the relationship that Paul Maurice and Peter DeBoer have goes all the way back to junior. They played together. And when Peter was going through law school, Paul Maurice was his landlord. And Paul Maurice got Peter into coaching. He's a lawyer. He's one of the two lawyers behind the benches in the National Hockey League. He is a really smart guy. He's trying to, what he does really well, guys, is he gets the players to take responsibility. It's their team. It can't always be about the guy behind the bench. It's got to be the players' team. And I think you've seen that with the Edmonton Oilers this year as well. More than ever, they have taken responsibility about the team. The first time we saw the Oilers start to take responsibility was when Peter Chiarelli was fired. And Connor McDavid, who we've been begging to hear from Connor McDavid. Do you remember, guys? He stepped outside in front of the dressing room and said, if you don't believe in this team, then you don't belong in this dressing room. I'm paraphrasing, but it was pretty close to that. And that's when they started to kind of take control. And ultimately, you need your team to take control. And Peter does that very well. It's not a laissez-faire style of coaching. It's up to you. It's like you are with your kids. Welcome to the land of you don't have a friggin' choice. It's a very freeing place to be. You got to get this done. So I have a ton of respect for Peter, and he's doing what he can, but I just don't think he can, besides putting on the blades and trying to score some goals, I don't know if he can do much more. I think he's done a wonderful job, as usual, with Dallas. With every team, he goes and he wins. But I just think the better team is winning this series.
Yeah, which is nice for Oil Country to see, and fans just need to see it one more time. I want to bring up just one more thing. Okay. And I said this on the post-game show last night with Tom Gazzola. And as you know, sometimes I look at things a little differently, or I try to be like, okay, what's an angle here? And this is another thing we're going to hear in a DeBoer clip. They were guilty of 16 missed shots in the first period. So if people don't look at the detailed stat sheet, and I know a lot of people do, and some people don't care, they just look at the score. But a missed shot is a shot that went wide or hits the post, which Duchesne did. And I thought in the first period, there were some very good Dallas Stars players who are primarily paid to score goals, had the puck in a good shooting position, and did not make Stuart Skinner stop it. And maybe he would have, because he's playing very well. And I said, we always talk about mistakes, bad pinches, turnovers, not covering. And I said, let's not forget there are mistakes in the offensive zone. And I thought, I'm curious what you thought, because this is how I look at it. Those are mistakes. If a top six player has the puck in the slot and does not hit the net, that is a mistake that might have cost your team a goal.
On a 2-on-1, how many times did they pass up a shot?
Yeah.
A lot, which drives me absolutely batty, and I'm yelling at the TV for no good reason. My son comes upstairs and says, "Old man, you really got to stop yelling at the TV." But I will say this. I thought that the Oilers did a really good job taking away shooting lanes, forcing a shot a little early because of their pressure. I thought they pressured the puck everywhere. They owned the front of the net, and sometimes you get that shot blocked, and then you hold on to it a little bit, or you move a little bit to try to get the shot on net because they're taking away your shooting lanes, or they're pressuring you, and the shot doesn't go where you want it. But the one thing I would say about the Dallas Stars is when your A game isn't there, you've got to simplify your B game. You got to get pucks going straight ahead. You got to get pucks behind. You've got to get it in the forecheck, and you got to do it early because their D are standing up and they're tracking back like crazy. The Oilers are doing such a good job of that through the neutral zone into their own zone, and the Oilers are breaking it out like that. When you look at the way the Oilers played in the defensive zone, I think that caused the Dallas Stars some rushed shots, some hurried shots, some shots that they just wanted to get off their stick because they were feeling pressured and because the front of the net was taken care of by the Oilers. I was really impressed with the Oilers last night, as you can tell from me talking about them like this, is that defensively they were away from the puck, I should say, not defensively, away from the puck. They were fantastic. But I think the big thing is when your B game, when your A game isn't there, you've got to go to your B game and you got to simplify your game. And the Dallas Stars didn't do that because of the pressure they were under by the Oilers.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, Drew. As usual, you've instructed us about the sport of hockey. You've taught us about geography of Western Canada and the Western United States. And you've educated us on the sounds of animals. I mean, just another incredible segment.
Wow.
Hopefully you can come on during the Stanley Cup final. And I didn't even get to one of my questions about who's going to play left tackle for the Rough Riders because I know you're really dialed into that.
Because I'm really into that because I really want. I'm just going to go over and watch training camp and try to get the game notes for. Did you see their preseason game against Winnipeg?
No,
I didn't. But I read. I can read. Not a touchdown was scored.
That's barn burner.
That's CFL football.
Yeah, preseason football is nobody's. No, well, I mean, it's crazy too, right? Because the Elks, so, with the 9 teams, Calgary and BC had to play before everybody else. So then the Elks had to play Calgary on their, because it was like, what was it, 31-4, Calgary, 37-4. And Edmonton saving all their good players to play on Friday.
Sure,
and Calgary was saving all their good players for that game against the Elks. So it's like, what did we really learn? Yeah. That Edmonton's guys who are going to get cut can't beat Calgary starters? Okay.
Thanks very much for that.
That kind of makes sense. But anyway, hey, thanks for doing this. I will bug you during the Cup final. I love having you on. Enjoy the Paris of the Prairies,
Thank you.
As you call it. Saskatoon is a great city. Really appreciate it, man.
You should see it in the summer. That's the only thing.
Right on. Drew Remenda checking it from Saskatoon. Sharks analyst, but does a great job talking about the Oilers, watches that team very intently as well. He was great. I mean, he came in with the Honey Badger.
What a guy.
Drove through a dry lake or near a dry lake. What was the name of the town? I got out of here.
Winnemucca?
Winnemucca is...
it's in Nevada?
It is in northern Nevada, a little bit towards northwestern Nevada.
Huh.
Yeah, it'd be quite a drive from... But he probably came up the other way. Yeah, awesome stuff. But I liked how he explained that about some of the things the Oilers are doing defensively, and I like how he explained that as well. It's almost like how he said, well, maybe these Dallas players are rushing. Like, sometimes a quarterback's not under pressure, and he makes a rush throw.
Great point.
Well, it's because he's been hit on 80% of the previous snaps, so he thinks he's going to get... Maybe the Oilers are doing... Well, the Dallas players are like, God, I got no time to shoot it, that they don't even realize when they do have time to maybe make it better. And maybe Skinner a little bit too. He's playing well. Maybe they think I got to be perfect.
You got to be precise. You got to put in the right spot.
Because now with Stuart Skinner, I'll say this. He is a bigger goaltender looking like a bigger goaltender.
Sure.
I mean, when we've been critical of Skinner, or some people when they talk about him, it's like, well, how is he getting beat over the shoulder? Why is he? Somebody told us that last week. Remember, he's hunching forward. Was it Baron one time?
Yeah, was saving it with his shoulder
instead of being upright. He's leaning forward, and And we've seen shots that Skinner, maybe a couple he hasn't even seen, go off his shoulder because he's up in there, right?
Look at that Rantanen shot at the end of the first period. That was lasered for the top corner. Stuart Skinner's in the right position, out of his, out in front of his crease,
right,
standing tall, and it goes off his left shoulder. Exactly what Marty Biron said a few weeks ago.
Yeah, great stuff with Drew. Love having him on. Our friend Jasmine in the Nasty Chat says Drew is so likable. Mech says Drew Remenda is a top 3 guest.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
He's up there. We got a lot of top 3 guests, I think.
We do.
Which is we're very lucky. So tell you what, if you're watching on YouTube and if you're in the Nasty Chat, first of all, feel free to post, chat with each other, maybe get to know Jasmine a little bit. She's full of fun facts and information. And keep giving us the thumbs up. Double word of the day territory achieved.
There we go.
We need 20 more thumbs for 200, which is a great milestone for the show. And then we keep seeing if we can rock it up to 300 and beyond.
Let's go.
So share the show with other people. Recommend it. Get us out there. Make Jay happy. Jay wants a big number. I'm a little more modest with my number. But Jay's encouraging me to reach for the stars.
Spock. If you don't reach for the stars, who will?
Captain, is it not illogical to present to the audience a perhaps unattainable goal, thus disappointing everyone?
Damn it, Spock. Shut off that Vulcan brain for a minute.
You are one of a kind, my
Bones,
friend.
how many thumbs are we at?
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a thumb counter.
What about the guy with the thing?
That's Jordy from the Next Generation.
Oh, shoot.
He's 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's how you text us. Presented by River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant. All you can eat surf and turf for just $59.99 every Friday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. What else do we have coming up? Oh, we got crunching the numbers. That'll be fun. Buying or selling. Fired up. David Beard is going to join us in about an hour as well from your Edmonton Elks. Here comes the coup.
Zach Hyman of the Oilers needs surgery, making him likely to miss the remainder of the playoffs. He left yesterday's game in the first period after taking a glancing hit from Mason Marchment of the Stars. Down in Carolina, the Canes host the Panthers in Game 5. Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, Nico Mikkola all expected to play after missing Game 4, with Florida looking to take the series tonight. While in Quebec, round-robin Memorial Cup action has Wildcats and Oceanic facing off at 5. The winner of that one plays London in the semis to fight for a chance to scrap with the Tigers in the final. On the court, the Thunder and T-Wolves tip off at 6:30. Game 5, OKC looking to clinch the series tonight. For the Stingers, they meet the Honey Badgers. Catch the full game right here on EST with all of our audio streams broadcasting the contest. Tip-off is at 7. Elsewhere, the Jays have their series closer with the Rangers in Texas. Paxton Schultz takes them out for Toronto with first pitch just after 6. Right now, just one game is live. The Padres up 8-7 on the Marlins in the 8th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Find Edmonton. Find takes your unused furniture and home goods to help those moving out of homelessness. Get donations picked up or drop them off free of charge. Visit findedmonton.com or call them at 780-988-1717. The Reid Wilkins Show returns after a brief break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Gently used furniture or home goods that need a new home? Find Edmonton is here to help. Every month we furnish over 100 homes to those transitioning out of homelessness, and we need your gently used furniture and home goods. Drop off at 5120 122nd Street or call for free local pickup. Just visit findedmonton.com to learn how your donations can help create a home for someone in need. Plus, shop our thrift store, in-store or online, with proceeds benefit those moving out of homelessness through housing supports. Visit us at findedmonton.com. Find Edmonton, supporting our community one home at a time.
Sunday through Thursday, 9 p.m. to close, head to the Banquet and dive into Banquet burgers, sushi tacos, nachos, and more. Late night bites, big flavors, and epic deals. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Since 1952, William Huff has been the heartbeat of Edmonton's advertising world. From humble beginnings to a citywide powerhouse, we've been the go-to for signage from print to design and installation. Partnering with Edmonton's top sports franchises and major events, we've helped shape the city's global reputation. Our secret? Unmatched customer service, decades of experience, and a passion for excellence we call the William Huff Advantage. Visit us online at williamhuff.com.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Believe in me. Yeah, yeah.
All right, thanks, Coop. Along with Jason Milne, I'm Reid Wilkins. On Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta, it's time to turn up the fun with the all-new Play Alberta app, your digital destination for casino, live dealers, lottery, instants, and of course, sports betting. New players can get started with a $100 casino bonus by depositing $20 with promo code 100casino or a $100 free bet using 100 Sports. Play smart. Play local, and don't forget to use your game sense. You can go to playalberta.ca or go to the app, click on sports, and then get the EST specials. We got Jay's play of the day, right? We got Dusty's play of the day. We got some other fun stuff in there. What is your play of the day again?
Florida Panthers money line and Sam Bennett one or more points, and that was boosted to 171, plus 171. Very
It's
good.
Jay, it's play, he's Jay, it's today. It's Jay's play of the day. It's Jay's play of the day. Jay's play of the day.
There it is.
Oh, man, that's going to take me a little while to be able to sing along with that one.
Well, you'll get there.
I will.
You'll get there.
I'll be hearing it a lot.
Well, every day, hopefully.
That's a great jingle.
Yeah, it is.
Kudos.
Kudos to the people who wrote that.
Yes.
All right, let's do a limerick here. We got Bronco Nick's limerick to read at edmontonsportstalk.com. Oilers are playing professional hockey. No time to be overconfident or cocky. Let's end it tomorrow and Dallas's sorrow. This run is becoming a bit gawky. Bronco Nick, one of our primary. We have now several people who submit daily.
Yes.
Or almost daily. Big Uke, VR Montenegro, Bronco Nick. I think they kind of are the ones. Well, Jeff and YYZ sends in stuff. We had Jen do one for the first. It is amazing what the limericks have become. We're quite proud of it.
Well, I might as well read one for VR Montenegro then, who today is going by Vegas Roller Montenegro. Hyman's injury has angered the Oilers' hordes. They are wishing Marchment eats a chunk of the boards. I guess it's next man up on this quest for the cup. And I, for one, welcome our new Muppet overlords.
That's very good. That is very good. A little bit
creative.
of a callback to earlier in the show, going a bit. And a classic limerick.
You got to like that.
The fifth line is supposed to be quite nonsensical, or perhaps a bit of a non sequitur to the rest of the limerick. Very fun. By the way, you know what we didn't do yesterday that's going to be bad? We didn't do word of the day yesterday.
That's true.
Because we had an abbreviated show. We usually do words of the day near the end. Now, we were very lucky to have Mike Smith on the show.
Who was fantastic.
Mike Smith was fantastic, joining us before he was signing autographs. Mike Smith with some observations on Stuart Skinner.
Yeah, I mean, I love Stu. I think he's got a great demeanor for the position. He's obviously worked his way up through the minors into the NHL and played real well. I think if you look around at every goalie at the NHL level, there's been ups and downs. You know, there has been ups and downs. You look at Bobrovsky not too long ago. You look at the best goalies that are in the league now. They've had moments where people didn't like them, and that's just the nature of the beast. And they've had moments where, you know, they've played really well and up to the capabilities. So I think it's the position. It's kind of what we signed up for, and I think Stu's done a really good job to to kind of put the past in the past and worry about the next game. And obviously playing unbelievable right now, and hopefully it can continue for him.
That's Mike Smith, joined us yesterday here on the Reid Wilkins Show with Jason Milne, talking about Stuart Skinner. And that leads us into crunching the numbers for Gallo LLP, Chartered Professional Accountants, where they go beyond the numbers to ensure the continued success of your business. To go beyond the numbers, where no mathematician nor accountant has gone before. Reach out to Preet or John at Gallo LLP if you'd like to discuss further how they can crunch your numbers and help your business grow. Visit their website, GalloLLP.ca, and see how Gallo LLP can help your business grow. Stuart Skinner in this series is 3-1 with a .939 save percentage and a 1.76 goals against average. Jake Ottinger is 1-3 with an .869 and a 3.55. Last year in the 6-game series between these two teams, of course, Skinner went 4-2, Ottinger went 2-4. So last season, Ottinger was still .907 with a 2.56. That's pretty good. But Skinner was .922 with a 1.91 and a sensational performance in Game 6 last year. So the gap in the save percentage and the goals against average is actually wider than it was last season between Skinner and Ottinger. Wow. Just a note. Now, does that mean anything tomorrow? We'll see. As Mike Sisp was saying, now you got to take care of the next game.
Well, I think playing with confidence and having that, a team in front of you that's playing with confidence, it's clear that it's making quite a difference for this team, right?
Yeah.
So I was texting Dean Belanger, who's part of EST's on the Hangout.
Yep.
He brought up something last night, and I had to double check it. I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
But if you look at the totals of all the players on the Oilers, they're plus minus. Edmonton, the Oilers only have one player who is listed as a minus. That's Jeff Skinner,
who played one game.
Okay. Dallas have two players who are listed as a plus.
That's it.
They only have two players in the plus. Well,
they got that weird goal differential, right? That when they lose, last night the Oilers got 2 empty net goals.
True.
So that would have hit the minus of all those. I don't know if they should count
empty netters.
Empty goals that maybe shouldn't go towards plus minus. But anyway.
Yeah, you probably, well, I don't know. Defend it better than. Sam Steele and Bichel. Okay, those are the only two players that are positive for the Dallas Stars.
Okay.
If you add up all of the players' pluses, or in Dallas's case, minuses, the Oilers are currently at plus 107. Currently. Dallas is at minus 90.
You're doing something that I don't like.
Speak.
I don't think you should combine plus minus. Okay, so you and me.
That says something.
No, but it doesn't.
Okay.
You, me, and Coob are a line. Okay. We play a game. We're on the ice for a goal. We're not on the ice for a goal against. So reach +1. And then people will say, well, Milne, Wilkins, and Kubish were a combined +3. No, we weren't really. It was all the same goal. So I know, I understand what you're saying, but to me, the relevant stat was the number of players that are plus and the number of players, because I don't like combining plus minus because there's 5 players on the ice at a time.
True.
Right? So it's the same goal. It's not 107 goals more. It's just that the Oilers are better 5-on-5, and they're not getting blown out. Or they're not losing as lopsided as much as Dallas.
Even if you divide it by 5, it's still quite a spread.
Okay, yeah, that's what you got to do, I guess. You got to divide it by 5.
I don't know. I just I thought that was interesting. Now, we talked about this a little earlier with Zach Hyman obviously being out. So is it? And I brought this up to you, so we can talk about it now as well. Is Corey Perry not the guy that's going to be able to fill that role? I mean, he's already doing it on the power play, or capable of doing that.
Can Corey Perry fill in for Hyman? Not directly. On the power play, he does a good job, but he often, like sometimes Draisaitl, McDavid stay on the whole time, and then Hyman would get spelled off by Perry. And Perry, even if he's on one of the top lines, he would often get spelled off by another guy. So I don't know I don't think in terms of ice time that Perry is a direct replacement for Hyman. I mean, yesterday Frederick was getting some time up in the lineup, right? They cycled through some other guys as well. So I don't think it's as simple to say, well, Perry's going to go from 13 minutes to 19 or whatever, because I don't think he can play that many minutes effectively, is what I'm saying. So Perry's playing great. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if he's the one who's going to get a big bump in ice time with Hyman being out.
Speaking of Corey Perry, little trivia.
Okay.
Corey Perry, for players 39 years of age or older, he tied the goals record for a single postseason last night with 6 goals.
Okay.
Who are the 4 players he tied that with?
So
now, older players.
So they all have to be over 40.
That did quite well in a postseason.
Gordie Howe.
No.
Okay. Yager.
No.
Recchi.
1.
So players who got 6 goals or more in the postseason at the age of 39 plus.
Corey Perry tied it. He's more
exactly 6.
Yeah, he's likely to go on and break it. Right? Knock on wood.
Chelios.
No.
Messier.
No.
Who am I missing here? Not Pavelski. He didn't play that long, did he?
No.
There must be
Carolina.
Dave Keon.
Who was an old player for Carolina?
Brindamore.
No. Early 2000s.
Early 2000s, old player for Carolina. Whitney?
No.
Fedorov? Didn't he wind up there? Didn't want to know who went to Carolina. Not Fedorov, Larionov. Didn't one of them go to Carolina? One of the Russian guys go to Carolina? No, that's all wrong. So a player who, as a Carolina Hurricane, over the age of 39, had 6 goals in a postseason.
Where did I see?
So they all stopped at exactly 6?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a tough one. Bork?
Well, one's okay.
Bork?
No.
Did he play that long?
Let's start with the most recent one. It was in 2011.
2011. God, this is impossible. Who was an older player in 2011? So who won that year? That was when Chicago, LA, and Boston were good.
You want the team?
Sure.
Anaheim.
Who was on Anaheim in 2011? That was older. I have no idea. Who was it?
What's this celebration?
Oh, Solani?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, the Carolina one. Do you want me to give it to you?
Yeah.
Ron Francis.
Oh, Francis. I should have got that. Sorry.
And then 1971, Montreal Canadiens.
Mahovlich? One of the Mahovliches? No?
Beliveau.
Oh, Beliveau. Okay.
So he's in rare company.
Yeah, he's in rare. So those are the other 4 guys.
Mm.
Wow, that's an interesting trivia question. I never would have got that. I should have known Francis, actually.
Gary Shaw in the Nasty Chat says dry lakes are called playa lakes or playa. Would you say playa or playa?
Probably playa? I don't know.
There are hundreds of playa lakes in the southwest United States, West Texas, and in the Texas Panhandle. Playa.
Well, fascinating.
Well, can't say you didn't learn something today.
Rip City Step guessed Gordie Howe like I did. VR got Ron Francis. Mex Bezzosa got Solani. Kevin guessed Bob Stauffer. Not correct. I think Bob only got to 5 goals. So that doesn't count. Crunching the numbers for Gallo LLP. I don't know if you have more number stuff. We can do them after the break. We got buying or selling for Damon Bunting coming up. If you're taking us in on YouTube, we could hit a little bit of a wall here.
We're doing good.
We're 10 short of 200 though. We got to get to 200. That's the base. So everybody get in there and click right away. Get us to 200, and then we'll pour some gravy on ourselves after that. Here comes the Coop.
Edmonton's Zach Hyman is likely to miss the remainder of the playoffs for the Oilers, leaving the first period of last night's game after a flyby with Dallas's Mason Marchment in the neutral zone. He left the game favoring his right arm and requires surgery for the injury. In Raleigh, the Panthers are expected to welcome back Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, and Nico Mikkola in Game 5 against the Canes, with all three players missing Game 4. Florida leading that series 3-1. And round-robin action continues in the Memorial Cup. Rimouski and Moncton face off. The winner meets London in the semis. Medicine Hat has a guaranteed spot in Sunday's final. Elsewhere, the T-Wolves are on the brink of elimination heading into Game 5 against the Thunder, while back in Edmonton, the Stingers and Honey Badgers scrap. Listen to the entire game on any of EST's audio streams with live coverage starting at 7. Baseball has the Jays and Rangers with their series closer, Paxton Schultz gets the ball for Toronto with first pitch at 6:05. 7 games wrapped up. 1 game live. Marlins up 10-8 on the Padres in the top of the 9th inning. This sports update is brought to you by Paramount Flooring, proudly serving Edmonton and area for over 30 years. Their West End showroom is open 7 days a week. You can also shop online at ParamountFlooring.ca. Buying or selling for Damon Bunting brings us back on the other side of the break. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
You've always known GCL Diesel as the experts in diesel fuel systems, but did you know that GCL is also your source for turbochargers and turbo repair? As a turbo supplier for Garrett, Borg Warner, and Holset, GCL can provide genuine original equipment turbos at wholesale prices. Whether it's diesel, gas, natural gas, or performance, we can provide you with the turbo or custom repair you require. Turbo questions? We've got turbo answers. Visit us in the West End or online at GCLDiesel.com. GCL Diesel, turbochargers, understood.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
Oh, hey, Coop, what's going on, buddy?
Just enjoying my day. It's lovely out.
Well, you're doing a great job. Zachary Kubish.
It's hot out.
Our sports. Yeah, what is the temperature today?
I think it was supposed to get up to plus 30.
You know what I noticed? You could barely see the road from the heat coming off. All right, we need 4 thumbs to get to 200. Let's do it. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. If you want to text us, you can email Reid at EdmontonSportsTalk.com, Jay at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I've run out of limericks from the audience. You have anything? Well, maybe we will get a couple more in the final.
I don't yet.
Has the big Uke stopped writing?
Yeah, maybe he's on a hiatus.
He's put his quill pen down for a second. Have to give his brain a rest, perhaps. That big, molten, mound of manhood. Of magma manhood. Something like that. Tonight, Hurricanes, Panthers. Panthers will try to advance. And tomorrow, Oilers and Stars. So the 6 o'clock game. So our stream starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow with the Nielsen Show. We got you covered all day. This show will go from 3 to 5. And then at 5 o'clock, it's the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. Tom Gazzola going to be at Hudson's on White Ave for that one, for pre and post. I'll join him after the game for Reid's Read for Edmonton Garrison Memorial Golf and Curling Club. So good stuff. Great time of year here. Awesome to see the Oilers on another run deep into the Stanley Cup playoffs. You got anything you want right now? Our off-topic topic for William Huff, by the way. We had some good submissions earlier. Your best or most memorable school field trip. I kind of came up short on this one. I don't really have one. I don't remember them. I don't remember what we did.
I'm trying to find. Yeah, do you remember this? Because Sheldon, not in a white garbage truck, says, grade 2 or 3, we went to a Dinosaur World tour exhibition. I think it was in a huge tent down in Louise McKinney Riverfront Park. It still stands out as the best field trip I ever went to.
Oh, neat.
Did you go to that?
No.
I did. That was a huge deal when it came through.
What year?
Oh, man.
I might have already been done school.
Like, it had to have been in the early 90s or mid 90s.
Yeah, I already would have been in university or Blockbuster.
This one came in from Andrea in Calgary. She said, my most memorable field trip was in grade 7 when we went from Windsor to Toronto to see Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, neat.
I enjoyed the musical.
Paul Stanley?
I enjoyed the musical, but the most memorable part happened at Eaton Center beforehand. We were approached by someone asking for some change, and my friend responded, sorry, I only have bills.
Oh, no.
Remember, we were only 11, and it was the early 90s, so we were off on our own without an adult. This person said they would take those instead, but we quickly walked away.
Yeah, so Paul, I wasn't joking. Paul Stanley of KISS starred as Phantom of the Opera, as the Phantom in a Toronto production of Phantom of the Opera in 1999, playing the role from May 25th to August 1st, and again from September 30th to October 31st. He was a replacement for other actors in the role during the final months of the show's 10-year run in Toronto. There you go. Paul Stanley as Phantom of the Opera. So if you went and saw it in Toronto during that time, you're like, I didn't realize Heaven's on Fire was part. No, they put it in for Paul Stanley.
Huh. Ernie says, my kid just got back from Scotland and Ireland for a grade 12 trip.
What?
Wow.
What? Like, geez.
Can I go to that high school?
Leon's body language says in grade 7, we got to go down to Drumheller and stay at the Royal Tyrrell. Even got to camp in the atrium with the dinos who came to life and devoured some of his classmates. By the way, there's another Jurassic World movie coming out.
Stop
with Scarlett Johansson. Like, how many times
can we stop
and
it?
The premise is all like, oh, there was another island. There was another research
Well, no, these are the ones that were left on the island.
Or they're back to the original island now?
I think
and
these
it's
are
all
the
gone
the miscreants that were left there. So they're real
And they're all
badass
gone
dinos.
savage. Like,
and for some
my
reason, they don't
God.
want to just leave them there anymore. They want to go fight them.
Yeah, it's like...
Hey, let's go solve that problem that's not a problem.
Let's go... Well, I think in this one, they want some DNA or something. But it's just like,
always the
how
DNA.
many times do we have to go back?
Let's just
And
stop.
none of these movies have been that good. Let's face it, not even the original Jurassic Park is that good of a movie. It's okay.
It's pretty good.
I mean, if you're 11, fine.
Well, yeah, that's what that's what.
Yeah, I
you should
get
be
it. I
watching.
get it. But I'm just like, what? Like, okay, it's
Who
fine.
can forget
I
the
guess
guy
it was
getting
the
eaten
effects. I guess it was
on the toilet?
the special effects that they had a lot of computer generated dinosaurs in it.
Little Timmy getting shocked by the electric fence. The Jello.
Did that happen in it?
The Jello shaking when there was a velociraptor in the kitchen.
I read the first Jurassic Park book, also an average book.
Nash and Whitecourt says, I wasn't allowed to go on field trips because I grew up in a religious cult.
Well, we appreciate that information. That is one of the least expected texts I've ever received as a broadcaster. Thank you for your honesty. Don't know if that's honest or someone with just a bizarre sense of humor, which I appreciate. But I don't know how to respond to that because I feel like I got to be careful responding to that.
Yeah, I mean,
who wrote that? Did they want to be named?
Well, the name's on here, Nash and Whitecourt.
Nash and Whitecourt.
Well, I hope you've gotten to go on field trips now.
Yes, I hope that things have changed in your life. Thank you for telling us that. All right.
Oh, Preet from Gallo LLP is in the nasty chat.
Good guy.
Great guy.
What did he say?
Stu's going to get A.
What does that mean?
Don't know.
Stu's going to get, is that an asterisk? I think he sent send before.
Audited by the NHL.
Oh, he's going to get audited by the NHL for PEDs. Okay. Wow.
Good with numbers, Reid.
Yeah, this is good. All right. Yeah, so anyway, there's another, what is this one called? Jurassic World. Like, it'd be great if they just called the movie Jurassic World. Here we go again.
Here we go.
Here we go again.
What do you want, a pterodactyl or a velociraptor?
Jurassic World. We're out of subtitles. Or we're out of, the secondary titles. We're Jurassic World 45. We're going to get eaten again. I think I only saw the first two. Oh, I saw the first Chris Pratt one.
I got sucked into one where they made it to New York somehow.
Are you serious?
Dude, they
like
brought
King
him
Kong.
on boats.
Like King Kong.
Like, leave him on the island.
Yeah, just leave them there.
You could have bottled this whole franchise up in one thing. Just say, oh, shoot, we better get off this island in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, and leave the dinosaurs there who don't own boats.
Yeah, I don't think they can swim.
No, that
well.
would be a better premise, that the dinosaurs all of a sudden show up and they've built their own boats.
Or Survivor, Jurassic Park. Where it's like dinosaurs pitted against each other.
Yeah.
Who's going to come out on top?
Is Jeff Probst still the host?
Yeah.
What a great gig for him, eh?
Holy.
When he got hired, he was probably like, okay, I'll try hosting the show. We'll see where it goes. And now it's like, oh, change your
How
career.
long has that been around? Like
I think since 99 or 2000. It's been around a long time.
That's got to be one of the longest running television
it's got
programs.
Yeah, I think so. I think Survivor, it's got to be over 20
Simpsons
years
is,
for
I
sure.
think, the longest, is it not?
Speaking of field trips, didn't Bart and his class go to a box factory once? I think that was their big field trip. Go to a box factory. That might be fascinating.
Oh, it's San Francisco. They got out in San Francisco, the dinosaurs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Matt Hyman says it's 50 seasons, but they do 2 a year, right?
I couldn't even tell you.
Yeah, I think they do 2 a year.
That used to be must watch.
I watched the first one.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, I've seen it. I don't need to watch anymore. But apparently I'm in the minority. Then again, I don't like a lot of things that are people like.
This is true.
That sounded awful. It is true, though. You know that about me.
I do.
Hey, Reid, this is popular. Yeah, it sounds dumb.
Maybe that should be tomorrow's off-topic topic. Who wins Survivor Jurassic Park? Dinosaur Edition.
I think who wins Survivor EST Edition?
Ooh.
That would be
Well, what are we doing? Are we just stuck in the office?
No, we have to go to some island or something, and Probst is there.
That island that came up in the North Saskatchewan?
Yeah,
From
we're on
the LRT
Accidental Beach.
construction?
We're on
Accidental Beach.
Accidental Beach. That's where ours is filmed.
Yeah. I think that would be good.
Survivor, Accidental Beach. Probst is like, well, this is the worst setting ever. Shut up, Probst. We just all EST guys, we just kick the crap out of Probst.
Just throw him in the river.
Yeah.
See you in Fort Saskatchewan,
It looks
loser.
like you're extinguished, Probst. What does he say when he puts the tribe has spoken? Yeah. Be like, yeah, our tribe has spoken against you, Probsty boy.
You're out, buddy.
We kick him off. First order of business, Probst, you're voted off. I can't be voted off. I'm the host. Oh, we just voted you off. You throw him into the Highlands golf course. Let Jim Matheson deal with him. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. For River Cree Resort and Casino, home of the kitchen restaurant, all you can eat prime rib buffet for just $49.99 every Sunday. That is from 4 to 10 p.m. If you're in the Nasty Chat watching on YouTube, continue to hammer that thumbs up. We're over 200, 207. Jay wants to get the 354 new show record. So we got to rally. You got to get people to come and check in, but we're glad we got to 200, which does keep a good streak alive. All right, we still going to do buying or selling. We were going to do it in the last segment. Well, we're selling on any more Jurassic World or Park movies. You know, they should have geriatric Jurassic, where like all the dinosaurs are really old and have arthritis, and the raptors are like, I would get you if only my joints still worked. What?
Grumpy Cat just sent in an email, And we got to get to it after the break.
He's funny.
Because
All
it's quite, it just ties so many things together. He knows a Cyril.
He knows a Cyril.
Yeah.
All right, that's coming up. Here's the Coupe.
The EST Hangout.
I like how the guys who live downtown think downtown parking is great. There is ample parking. Yeah.
If I want to go to Modern Measure, for example, I want to park right out front, not have to park in an alley illegally. All I saw was a J-Dub and valet.
There's its own park. It even tells you how many stalls are open.
One of two things was happening. Illegal.
The EST Hangout, presented by Sentinel Storage. Weekday mornings 9 to 11, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Fridays just got a whole lot more fun. Spin the wheel at the banquet for your shot to win big and save on your bill. Spin, win, save. It's that easy. Details at thebanquetbar.com. The Banquet. Get real. Play hard.
Timeout, Edmonton. The new Play Alberta app has arrived, and it's here to make your gambling experiences more fun, exciting, and secure. Enjoy the convenience of hundreds of casino games, betting live on your favorite sports teams, and access to lotteries all in one place, anywhere in Alberta. Enter code YEG50 to receive a $50 free bet when you make a $5 minimum deposit. That's a $50 free bet for new and existing users using code YEG50. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
At Mind360, we invite you to embark on your mental health journey in a safe and comfortable space. Conveniently located in St. Albert, Mind360 has a diverse team of experienced clinicians that offer a broad range of tailored services for children, adults, and families. Furthermore, we are very proud to serve our military, veterans, and first responders. If you're looking for counseling, treatment, or assessment, understand that you are not alone. Contact Mind360 at mind360.ca to book an appointment today.
Looking for quality building materials and friendly advice? Visit us at Windsor Plywood Leduc, family owned and locally run since 1993. From interior materials for doors, flooring, baseboards, and all the finishing touches to all you need for your outdoor projects like cedar lumber for decks and fences, plus all the plywood you'd need. Our full-time on-staff carpenter can help with anything odd-sized or custom, and from domestic hardwoods to exotic selections, we've got you covered. And if we don't have it, we'll track it down for you. Windsor Plywood Leduc. We're the experts you need to know.
After colliding with Mason Marchment of the Stars midway through the first period last night, Edmonton's Zach Hyman is expected to miss the rest of the playoffs. Hyman did not return to action after the play and required surgery. While out east, the Panthers look for this gentleman sweep in 5 games over the Hurricanes. Florida expected to welcome back Sam Reinhart, Nico Mikla, and AJ Greer to the contest, with all 3 players missing Game 4. Panthers can take it tonight. From Quebec, the Oceanic and Wildcats have a date in just a moment. The winner moves on to play the Knights in the semis, with Gavin McKenna's Tigers having the bye straight to the Memorial Cup final this Sunday. On the court, OKC hosts Minnesota as the T-Wolves hope to stay alive down 3-1. Tip-off is at 6:30. And from Edmonton, the Stingers play the Honey Badgers. EST carrying full coverage of the game on all of our audio streams. Tip-off is at 7. MLB action has Toronto and Texas with their series closer. First pitch is just after 6. Paxton Schultz gets the start for the Jays, with Toronto losing 2-0 yesterday. I'm Zachary Kubish. That was your sports update. The third and final hour of the Reid Wilkins Show starts right now.
Coop, good job finding a little more upbeat tunes. Like, I don't know what Coop was doing for a while with some of the songs coming back from commercial, especially on game days. It's like he Googled somber funeral on YouTube. And then it's like, oh yeah, we'll play that one. Like, no, we're not playing that one, Coop. These are better. These are much better. 780-218-9999 is how you can text us. River Crib Resort and Casino inbox. If you're in the nasty chat on YouTube, fun stuff going on in there, I think. I don't like. It's funny because I'm not always looking at the nasty chat, and then you look, and it's partway through a conversation, and I'm like, what is going on? But it's usually quite fun. Jasmine, our buddy, says, let's see how. Does she like being called our buddy?
I would
Or does she
imagine.
be like, I'm more than your buddy. I'm your spiritual guide.
Nope, I don't know about that.
She says, let's see how injured the Panthers are tonight because the Canes are going to bring it home. Would that be something if the Canes extended this series?
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose
They're at home.
They are, but that didn't really work out all that well for them in games 1 and 2.
Brind'Amour's their coach.
Yeah, is that wearing off?
Maybe.
Is that
I don't know. He's a pretty good coach, I think.
shtick wearing thin?
Oh, maybe. By the way, Jay and I are coming to you from the Banquet Studio. Celebrate your birthday at the Banquet Bar. Amazing drinks, great vibes, and unforgettable memories. Book your party today at thebanquetbar.com. As you probably know, so maybe you worked some sort of night shift and you went to bed right at 9 a.m. when Knobloch was talking, and now you're just getting up. Zach Hyman is out for the playoffs with surgery. Well, with an injury that needs surgery. They wouldn't clarify the injury. We don't know who's coming in tomorrow. Connor Brown will not be able to play. Peter DeBoer. I want to get to this. Stars coach Peter DeBoer, after last night's game, with just some sort of thoughts on, another loss.
I just can't get that lead. I loved our first period. Other than, I thought we missed the net too much. I think 15 missed shots. So I think we got to make it a little bit tougher and make sure we're hitting nets in those situations. And then, but really to play a period like that and, not get out even or up, you're actually down a goal is a tough spot. And then the other story is obviously the penalty kill. We gotta get a kill tonight. That's the difference in the game. The first period not capitalizing, and then not stopping their power play.
All right, so buying or selling for Damon Bunting, a consistent top-producing realtor in the greater Edmonton area for over 17 years. He and his team would love to help you find that right home or make the move from your current home. Community-driven, he understands what it takes to make a difference in our city. Check him out, DamonBunting.com. Instagram handle, Damon Bunting Real Estate. Are you buying that DeBoer believes if we would just score first, everything changes?
No.
Are you buying that he's selling that to his team to give them some hope and belief?
Possibly.
Right.
I mean, he tried that already. He had that pep talk yesterday. We played that audio from Coach DeBoer.
Right.
That audio you just played sounds like a beaten down man.
Really?
Yes. Well, we should have come out.
It's old Prospector DeBoer. Sorry, that was my bookbinder voice. That wasn't good.
That was Prospector. Well, no, it just sounds like somebody that said they threw everything at the Oilers that they could, and they came out of the first period down. Right? Is that not what you heard?
Well, I mean, he's pointing out that they lost the special teams battle. I think part of it is that he feels it, and part of it he's stressing to his team, we got to get a lead. But I mean, they've had the lead for it's like 16 minutes or something in the series. I don't even know if it's that long. So he's just saying, look, guys, if we could just score first, it makes Edmonton try to pursue us. But I think the Oilers are playing well enough. Like they're sort of in, like I've been saying, that figure it out mode.
Yeah.
Okay, we're down a goal. Okay, we'll adjust. No, we got to come back from one down. I just think, and we'll see tomorrow, this series is not over, but the Oilers have done very well. And we talked about this with Drew. Are we just at the point where the Stars' best isn't good enough? That the Oilers can withstand anything Dallas throws at them? Because it happened in the first period last night, and it happened in the second period of game 2. And great point by Drew, that in the third period, the Oilers didn't really give Dallas much. And then when Dallas pulled the goalie with almost 3 minutes left, the Oilers won a faceoff, flipped it to center, put a fast player on the ice, and scored to the empty net. Lights out.
Yep. They punished them all night. And they were relentless, Reid. They were relentless. On the puck, on the forecheck, separating Dallas from the puck. I mean, it was brilliant to watch. And I mean, in the third period, they slammed the door on the Dallas Stars.
Yeah.
4 shots. So, yeah, I mean, think of it, if you were in the Dallas locker room and you, after that first period, you're like, what did they have? Total 28 shots. 16 of them or something were missed.
Oh yeah, I think they had 37 or 38 shot attempts.
Right. I mean,
yeah.
And there is something to be said about, we got to put shots on net, but everything they're putting on net is getting stopped. Or it's not getting to the net.
Right.
So that probably wears on you quite a bit.
Phyllis says in the nasty chat, I think DeBoer knows the writing is on the wall and he's trying to make the best of a bad situation for his team. I do think he's trying to make the best of a situation. I don't know, and I don't know if Phyllis means this directly. I don't think he's thinking the writing, I don't think he's thinking, we're going to lose. I think he's thinking right now we're getting beat and it's my job as a coach to figure it out. I don't know if he thinks the writing is on the wall. I don't think DeBoer is like, hey, Steve, it's Pete. Yeah, won't be working Friday. I still think he believes they're going to win the series. But I think he knows, what are some things we talked about earlier this season? Who's playing uphill and who's playing downhill? He knows his team's playing uphill.
And he could be saying, we're throwing everything at. We're throwing everything in the kitchen at him. And it's not good enough. It sounded to me like that was a defeated coach.
Interesting. Because I wouldn't take it to that extreme. But I do think it's a coach who's trying to put out as positive a message as he can for his team.
But do you think the players hear that?
Maybe some of it, and I think he's probably preaching that behind the scenes as well.
Sure.
I think he's saying, guys, we got to score for you got to say something. You got to say, make these guys chase us, right? Show them how good it's time we got to show them how good we are with the lead. Show them how good Jake is. When he can shut the door and I'll let them back into a game. I think he's got to sell all of that. I don't really fault him for anything he's saying. I fault Hiller for some of the stuff he said.
Sure.
Quite frankly, and how he coached.
Well, he thought the series was wrapped up after game 1, the way he spoke. I'm serious. That obviously came back to bite him squarely in the ass. Reid, Evil Bouchard, with the slasher round the world.
Yes.
Prompted responses to that on Twitter as once again the Oilers proved to have some of the worst players in terms of character in the league.
Who wrote that?
Somebody.
Just a random dude?
Random.
Okay.
Now, okay, let's do this. Because it's been discussed a lot. Clearly that was, do you buying or selling? That's gamesmanship.
Yes.
You're buying that. I am too. Okay. That's why even in Coach Knobloch's, when he said that Hyman's probably not going to play the rest of the season.
He's out for the year.
Clearly. I know, but he said probably, and he wouldn't even identify what it is.
No.
On the off chance that he does come back at some point, they don't want anybody to know what it is.
Right.
And with hints, you know, it's pretty easy to tell where that injury was. And Bouchard went out and gave him a little love tap, maybe a little harder. But the response from Hintz, nothing. From Dallas, nothing. Somebody should have talked to Evan Bouchard
and
about
it's
that.
interesting you're bringing this up because how many times have we talked about that? Oh, the Oilers are soft. The Oilers should do something. You know, Skinner got bumped. Pickard got bumped. Reeves hit Nurse. You know? So first of all, like, you don't always respond. I was just... Now, look, is that... there are different levels of dirty. That's what Bouchard did to Hintz is not the dirtiest thing in the world, but it's not a clean play. I mean, he's targeting a likely injured part of that player's body. It's just stunning to me that Bouchard is the one that did it. I mean, again, this is a totally different player / human being than in the regular season. I mean, we've talked about he doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He still gets his points. He still moves the puck up the ice. He's not like all of a sudden an elite body checker, but he's in the way now and he's willing to hit. And then don't forget, Ben hit him borderline from behind yesterday. Bouchard turns out and almost stuck him in the neck. Like, well, who is this guy?
Evil Bouchard.
Did anybody think that Bouchard had that in him? Be like, oh yeah, I remember Darnell slashed Hintz on the foot and he missed the game. Whack! Hey, look what I did. Like, it's amazing. And look, do I love that play? I guess as an observer of hockey, no. Do I love that play as the Edmonton Oilers are willing to do whatever it takes to win the Stanley Cup? Well, maybe that's a little more evidence of that.
Okay, like I said earlier, put the shoe on the other foot. If that happens to an Oiler that's coming back from there, people would be pretty
Yeah, and we'd be saying fight, body check. But here's the thing, though. The Oilers are initiating the physical contact.
Yes.
For the most part. Or they're initiating being the bully, quite frankly. Kids, don't be a bully in real life. But when you're in a sport, you can be a bully till the ref tells you not to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So it's just amazing. Bouchard did. Like, if Leon would have done that, I would have been like, well, quite frankly, that's Leon's game.
Yeah.
He's taken a few of those, and he's probably to hell with it. I'm going to slash a guy back. I mean, Leon's been targeted, not just the Pietrangelo thing. But Evan Bouchard, of all people.
He's a bad dude.
He's turned into a biker.
Biker
Bouchard.
Biker Bouchard. There you go. Get the shirts made.
He's joined a gang. I don't know what we were talking about. Well, it's part of buying or selling. It's like, are you buying or selling that Bouchard is a bad man? That's what we'll ask people in the nasty chat. We could do fired up at 5:40. Did you have another buying or selling?
No, but I did have an email that came in.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
So, Coob, if you can ready that picture. This came in from Grumpy Cat.
Okay.
So, he says, have you ever wondered what your merged faces might look like? So,
I have definitely never wondered that.
I have not as well.
Wow, that's what you sit around and think about, eh?
So, he prepared this. This is apparently your face and my face merged together.
Who does this?
Grumpy Cat. And he says this: you guys merged together looked like Cyril Jablonski from the School of the Uncoordinated Boys.
St. Vincent's School for Poorly Coordinated
Boys. Talent is limericks. Is that really?
We look like Michael Scott.
Well, I was going to say we look like a little bit of a chubbier version of Steve Carell in the 40-year-old version.
This is somewhat alarming, to be honest with you.
Is this real?
So there must be software that puts things together. Are you going to read the limerick that he sent in as well?
He sent in a limerick, so we'll do that now as well. Reid doesn't like Jurassic Park. Turns out he'd rather eat bark. Boy, it's very hot. Going to the lake lot. Dinosaurs went the way of Ned Stark.
From Game of Thrones.
There you go.
I believe that was it Sean Bean, the actor? And I would sooner eat bark, the delicious chocolate bark that my mother makes. I don't know if you knew that or not, or if you thought he was going with tree bark, but I would sooner eat bark than watch Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this real?
Our listeners never, that picture is not a real person, I don't think.
I know, but just wondering what pictures he grabbed of us.
Well, that's from my old Ched headshot, clearly.
Okay.
Because that's the suit and tie, I think, right? I think
that's a handsome-looking man.
Wow. Grumpy Cat, you have put me in awe. I'm almost speechless.
That's weird.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like people say, "Oh, well, you guys are weird." Have you seen some of the contributions we get from the nasties? Hi-oh. Like, my goodness. It's like we're sitting there looking at our emails and some of the remarks we get someday, and we're like,
Whoa! Whoa!
all right, that was an excellent edition of Buying or Selling for Damon Bunting. I'm selling on that picture ever being seen publicly again.
What? I want to analyze it a bit more.
All right, you do that. We'll get fired up at 5:40. David Beard from your Edmonton Elks offensive line, local guy, U of A grad, by the way. He's up next.
Zach Hyman of the Oilers needs surgery, making him likely to miss the remainder of the playoffs. He left yesterday's game in the first period after taking a glancing hit from Mason Marchment of the Stars. Down in Carolina, the Canes host the Panthers in Game 5. Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, and Nico Mikkola all expected to play after missing Game 4. Florida looking to take the series tonight. While in Quebec, round-robin Memorial Cup action has the Wildcats and Oceanic going at it They're scoreless early in the first. The winner of that one plays London in the semis to fight for a chance to scrap with the Tigers in the final. On the court, the Thunder and T-Wolves tip off at 6:30, Game 5. That series, OKC looking to clinch it with a win. And for the Stingers, they meet the Honey Badgers. Catch the full game right here on EST with all of our audio streams broadcasting the entire contest. Tip-off is at 7. Elsewhere, the Jays miss Bo Bichette tonight. He sits out with back tightness. Paxton Schultz takes the mound for Toronto with first pitch just after 6. And right now, there's one game live. Cardinals and Orioles runless in the bottom of the first inning. David Beard up next on the Reid Wilkins Show. I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric.
Jamie McLennan, when you look at Stuart Skinner, his confidence has grown. He's been very, very aggressive. The one thing I've noticed from a technical standpoint, he's fighting through screens, where before he just kind of would sit there, go down, and throw up his arms. Now you can see him actually fighting for pucks. But there's still that desperation defensively from the group, battling back, working back into the middle of the ice, trying to force everything out.
The Nielsen Show with Lieutenant Eric, presented by Southport Chevrolet. Weekday mornings 6 to 9, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Strike up some fun at the Banquet Bar. Bowling, drinks, and a great time with friends, where the good times roll. Whether you're here to bowl or just hang out, the Banquet Bar is your go-to spot. Get real, play hard at the Banquet.
Hey Edmonton, ready to take advantage of lower rates and better pricing? South Fort Chevrolet in Fort Saskatchewan has you covered. From rugged trucks to sleek SUVs. And with over 40 years in business, you can trust that you're getting the best deal on your new ride. As the proud title sponsor of the Nielsen Show, EST listeners can drive a little to save a lot with South Fort Chevrolet's transparent pricing and down-to-earth sales team. Visit us today in Fort Saskatchewan or online at southfortchev.com.
Experience the iconic music of Dire Straits with DSL, Dire Straits Legacy, June 12th in the venue at River Cree Resort and Casino. Featuring original members and musicians who recorded, performed, and toured the globe with Dire Straits. Alan Clark, Dire Straits' first keyboardist, plus Phil Palmer, Danny Cummings, and Mel Collins. This incredible show includes all the hits, Money for Nothing, Sultans of Swing, Walk of Life, and more. Tickets at rivercreeresort.com.
River Cree Resort and Casino. Excitement. Bet on it.
Keep your team jersey and rally towel close by and help bring the championship home. For all your other treasures, store them with Sentinel Storage. Store Canadian. Try 4 weeks free at sentinelstorage.ca. Proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers.
All right, appreciate you tuning in this afternoon along with Jason Milne. I'm Reid Wilkins on Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Experience all the excitement of the casino in the palm of your hand. Download the Play Alberta app today and deposit $20 using the EST exclusive promo code 100casino for a $100 casino bonus. A lot of Oilers discussion, of course, as they will try to clinch a spot in the Stanley Cup final for the second consecutive year when they play in Dallas tomorrow. And the Edmonton Elks gearing up for their season. Next weekend is their first game of the regular season, but they got the home preseason game coming up on Friday. And we are pleased to welcome back to the show. The last time he was here, he sat right between us and was kind enough to come into studio. He's joining us now after another grueling day of training camp with your Edmonton Elks, if it's offensive lineman David Beard. David, it's Reid and Jay. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, fellas. How are you?
We're doing very well. Thanks a lot for doing this. I guess I'll start with the first question that a lot of people ask. Did you watch the game last night? And if so, what do you think?
I did not watch the game. I unfortunately could not see it, but I did catch on some highlights, and I was just feeling bad for Hyman with the whole fiasco and hearing the news of his wrist. So that was kind of my review. But
Dave, you got Jay here. I wanted to ask you. You know, you have a lot of teammates in that locker room who aren't from here. In fact, most of them aren't from here. A lot of them aren't even from Canada. Watching and seeing this Oilers craze that's currently going on in the city, do you have to explain this or coach them through what the Oilers are and what they mean to this city?
You know what? It doesn't take much coaching. They kind of all rally around it. And I'm going to give the guys some credit here. I haven't heard of one Stars fan, or at least they're hiding if they are. So they're doing a great job. We're rallying behind the fellas, and we're pretty excited.
I wanted to ask you about training camp. You've obviously been in it for a while. You've been. This heat today must have been quite alarming, but maybe some of the players liked it. But is there a player out there that, you know, as you're entering your second and final preseason game, is there a player that you've seen that has maybe surprised you, you know, on team session and group session that you know, maybe is under the radar that Elks fans can look forward to watching and saying, hey, this player might be special?
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I'd start off. I got to give credit to my group. I think of a guy, Phil Goholback. He's had some time in and out of the lineup over the last few years. Unfortunately, he fought with an injury last year, but I give a spotlight for Phil because he's done a really good job. He's kind of our multi-tool in the offensive line. He's ready to play at any spot, including our tight end spot. So I got to give a big props to Phil. He's come a long way from what I can tell from film, and yeah, he's doing a great job executing and doing his job. As for defense, we call him Va. So number 38, Va. He's one of our linebackers. He's flying around and he's making a lot of plays on defense. He was making some good plays in the scrimmage, and then has been doing so in practice as well. So Va has been doing a great job on the defensive side of the ball.
David, Reid again. You've been through this before. You're a veteran player. You know, training camp. Well, I'll put it to you this way. What's the best part of training camp? What's the worst part of training camp?
Oh, best part of training camp? Honestly, it's hanging out with the guys, being around football again. You kind of get this itch for it before camp starts, and so you're super excited to get back into the books and onto the field and all that kind of stuff. Solve some X and O problems, and I think that's probably the best part. Close second would be the food. They did an awesome job this year. We actually just had a nice celebratory last official training camp day with a prime rib meal, so that was awesome. We really enjoyed that. Food is awesome. Worst part, it's just the doldrums at camp. You're getting banged up, lots of reps, lots of volume, and you're feeling tired at the end of the days, and you're having maybe an extra coffee throughout the day to keep your eyes open and keep walked into the meeting. So yeah, those are the highs and lows.
Okay, you brought up the food, and as you know, there was a CFL Players Association poll in the offseason, and I believe the Elks didn't do very well in the category of the food provided to the players. And I know you weren't an Elk last season, but is it a step up? Like, is it now one of the? Have you been impressed with how the players have been fed during camp?
Yeah, you know what? Over my time with Edmonton since 2015. There has been a lot of really great years with great food, and maybe it took a dip there right at the end there for me. But yeah, it sounded like it was a less than impressive for a little while there. But boy, oh boy, they've knocked it out of the park this year. Folks making those decisions and the staff on hand were doing such an amazing job. Huge highlights to them because they kicked butt this camp, so it was awesome.
Okay, well, and you know, it's obviously relevant to ask you about that because you've returned to the team. I mean, you were an Elk when you were younger. The team was pretty good. Riley was there. There were some really tough years. You were here for part of that, and you've returned with some new leadership, like pretty much at every level, from owner on down to coach has changed over the past year. And I don't want to put you in a tough spot to criticize anybody that was there earlier, but I do think it's relevant to ask you if you notice a difference in culture or tone around the Double E this year.
Yeah, for sure. And that's not my intention either, is to just name bash or anything like that. There's been some really amazing things over the last decade, and there's been some more challenging things, so that's no big deal. But I think the thing that I can put my finger on is the alignment top to bottom. That'd be kind of the phrase that I'd use. It's awesome to see the energy, the belief through all levels of the organization, from players all the way up to the very top. So it's super exciting to see everyone kind of pulling. It feels like we're all pulling in the exact same direction. So, yeah, hats off to the club.
David, you got Jay here again. Look, there's been improvements here, with free agency. Obviously, you were one of those players that were brought in. But at the end of the day, you know as well as anybody that the CFL is driven by a quarterback that can handle you and lead this team. Trey Ford was named as the starting quarterback, extended here in Edmonton, and this is the first training camp he's had as the number one guy in Edmonton. I want to ask you, how have you felt about, I mean, you got to be very close and in lockstep with Trey Ford as the center. How have you felt his camp has been going, and just what do you think you can, or Elks fans can expect from Trey Ford this year?
Yeah, I think in terms of my perspective, it's a little bit more unique compared to some other guys who've been around and been operating with him already. I've already seen just during this time that we've had together, him just feeling more comfortable, being more confident, finding his mojo too. So it's awesome to work with him. He's electric. He's fun to play in front of, and I'm totally having a blast working with him. He's a treat to play with. So he's doing a great job.
What about Cody Fajardo? He was on our show last week. I'd never interviewed him before. Very outgoing, very honest, very well spoken. What can you tell us about Cody?
Yeah, he's an outgoing guy. Cody's awesome. He's a savvy vet. He's a pleasure to be around too. We play lots of cards with Cody and hang out, have a good time. So Cody's been a awesome resource for the team, and if we need to and when we need to count on him, we know that he's there to be able to be counted on. So Cody's a true professional, and we've been having a blast with him too. So,
okay, and last one for you, David. Love having you on. Thanks for being so generous with your time. Preseason home game. I know a lot of the guys who are expected to be starters and play a lot didn't play against Calgary. How are you feeling going into this preseason game? And as an O-lineman, as a veteran, what do you want to establish for yourself in your preseason contest here?
Yeah, you know what? I was talking about that itch earlier, getting into camp, and it's like the itch just changes from I want to get on the field and get back with the fellas and start solving problems. Well, now it's turned into like the itches. I need to hit a different color jersey at this point. So we're super pumped. We're the guys with the first group have been kind of patiently waiting here as the guys had their chance to shine last week, and we've been continuing to kind of chop things up and refine and polish off offense, and now we're just ready to go. We're ready to change pace and let the bullets fly for real.
David, I do have one more question for you. Sorry, and we won't be long here. But last time you were here in studio, we talked about and reflected on your time where you and your family essentially camped all season last year in your trailer. You told us at WE Fan Day that you guys have moved and you've got a place now. But one thing I'm still wondering is, because you did speak a lot about how much you liked to barbecue, how you had, I think you were the Blackstone grill, or maybe a smoker.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what's going on lately. What's some new recipes? What's some new food you're trying? Because I like to smoke as well. So can you share any of that? What's being cooked right now in the Beard household?
Yeah, well, I'm a rookie in the grand scheme of things, but I picked it up a couple of years ago, and I've only attempted brisket once, and it turned out very well. But I'm not trying to go too crazy up top. My favorite go-to right now is just pork ribs, and we made sure to put some of those on game day last week. We got to enjoy watching the game with some pork ribs last week, so it's great.
Okay, right on. David, it's awesome to have you on the show. All the best on Friday, and of course, we'll be talking to you and your teammates and coaches throughout the regular season as well. Really appreciate you making time for us here on Edmonton Sports Talk. We'll see you soon.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Right on. David Beard checking in from your Edmonton Elks. A good interview with him. I mean, you've known David for a while through Bears alum. Mm-hmm. I've known him for a while through interviewing him. He's been a local guy, and I still was talking to him when he was a Golden Bear. Good to talk to him. Good to have him back in green and gold after being traded to Hamilton a while ago. But I like, first of all, he's got a good personality to answer our fun questions about barbecuing and what he hates about training camp or likes about training camp. But he said there's an alignment of beliefs throughout the organization right now. So that's important, right? We talk about culture, consistency, accountability, expectations. Hopefully there's some consistency there that we're going to see on the field. I got the sense there were a lot of Elks fans who were frustrated when they saw the score on Saturday. I get it. Maybe grain of salt, because like we were saying, Calgary had a lot of their main guys going. Edmonton didn't. So hopefully we see at least this. I don't know if we'll see. We're not going to see the starters for a full game on Friday, but we'll see them for a little bit longer. So maybe you get a better sense of how they're actually going to look. But I found that interesting what he said about the alignment of beliefs. And I found it interesting what he said that the food that's provided to the players is better.
Yeah, that was good.
It's a little behind the scenes thing that might, sway.
It means a
free
lot to those
agencies
guys.
Well, yeah, it's like, hey, we talk a little about culture here. Hey, we love our jobs. We love doing our jobs here. We love working at EST. And it's extra cool to say we got a video game machine.
Very
play
cool.
more table and games with like 6,000 games on it. So it's a little culture thing. It's a little bonus on top of everything else.
Play more tables and games.
There it is. I miss playing that more.
Yeah, and to that point, Reid, like, wake me up when it's June 7th. I'm sorry. I mean, they're not, even the game, coming up here where they're hosting BC, it's just more of just a test drive. You're just test driving some of your offense.
Yeah.
You'll probably see, the starters on offense for the first quarter, and then they're back to making decisions, because this is now when you have to make decisions at positions where you're overloaded, or you gotta release some guys. You gotta fine tune that and make those decisions. So, yeah, I'll be here on June 7th.
Yeah, preseason sports are tough.
They're terrible for the viewer. They really are. But for the team, they're quite important.
They are for certain players.
Depth of the team,
right?
I would say.
And other guys, and the starters want to feel like, okay, I'm ready. Like in hockey, how many games does McDavid want? How many games does Draisaitl want? But yeah, it's not always the most competitive or engaging games. And you do tend to. And what did Drew say? There wasn't a touchdown in the Winnipeg Saskatchewan game. I didn't look at those.
That's hard to do in the CFL.
But I don't know who played in that Winnipeg Saskatchewan. But I mean, there could have been a quarter of the guys who are actually going to be on the team in those games, right? So it's like, well, that's why they don't score touchdowns. But anyway, yeah, I'll go to that preseason game on Friday. You want to see, okay, Trey looks good, Fajardo looks good. I know Fajardo played a little bit in the last game, but yeah, June 7th will be where it really gets going. And they're playing Rourke on the Lions, right?
Yeah.
In Vancouver for that one.
Well, and you know what, Reid, where you said that they're aligned, you just have to understand that if you're not getting it done off the field and in the front office, you'd be foolish to expect the opposite or better fortune on the field. Foolish. So for that organization now to be running and streamlined and aligned from the top, that is going to make an immediate difference. Players aside.
Right.
Players aside. And we all know what they did in free agency. They took Toronto's entire defensive line and their defensive line coach, which was pretty damn good last year.
Three of the four Elks D linemen were on the Argos last year.
Yeah. And Demetrius Maxey.
Right. Who was the year before.
Right. So those are, and that was an area of concern. Defensive back, another area. They did all the right things.
Right.
Now they're moving in the same direction together. I think you could. I'm expecting, honestly, and I'll put this out there. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm expecting big things from this club this year.
Well, I hope so, but it is. I think we've gotten the sense from speaking to people on and off the record that with the Elks, and quite frankly, even probably the final couple seasons of the Eskimos, that it was chaotic off the field. And maybe even some, when Tillman was there and stuff like that. I mean, certainly you look at the Chris Jones era now. I mean, we hear all this stuff about Chris Jones that players didn't know when practice was till they showed up. It's like, well, show up and then I'll tell you when you're on the field. That's no way to treat people.
Yeah.
It'd be like Dusty saying, hey guys, you're going to do a show. And each
Just
day
be here at 10.
Be here at 10, and then I'll tell you what time it's going to start that day and how long it is.
Yeah, how can you prep properly?
And I know, and again, I hate doing this, but I know the more distance there is from the guy departing, you don't hear a lot of good things about Sunderland or how he treated people. So yeah, I think chaotic is a little bit of a right term. And we talk a lot about the culture, and I think we should also have to be clear, having a good culture doesn't always mean you win. Like I know from talking to guys who've played in the NHL, they were saying, like that year I was on a bad team. Like we only won 32. We went 32-50 or whatever. But like we had a good culture. Like we respected each other. We worked hard. The coaches instructed us with respect and with accountability. We just didn't have a lot of talent. And I'm not saying that that's the case with the Elks, but I'm saying, you got to have teams with great cultures don't always win championships, but they're usually knocking on the door and consistent and are respectable, I guess, and their opponents respect them.
Well, and I mean, last week it was the second preseason game for Calgary. That's it for them. So they were playing their starters.
Because aren't there all 4 games are on Friday, right? I think it's a quadruple header. Well, not spaced out that way, but
yeah, they're all on Friday, ending with BC at Edmonton. But Calgary played all their starters. Edmonton did not have a starter on the field, so take that with a grain of salt. That's what I said. Wake me up when June 7th gets here.
Yeah,
because
which kind of sucks in the CFL. There's that one team that plays first, and then
you know what? Whatever. Feel good about yourself for a night.
Yeah. But I want to go on Friday and be there. And
who doesn't like going down to Old Commonwealth and getting a wiener from Gage? What
is Gage?
Gage is slinging glizzies, man.
Oh, okay. That could be interpreted in other ways.
What? Getting a hot dog from Gage?
Well, that's not what you said at the time. Tom Gazzola's in the Nasty Chat. Says, good chat with Beard, fellas. I'm ready for the tailgate on Friday. Who's the Shotgun Sports Network? Do I know these guys?
Yeah, that's...
is that the Elks herd? Tailgate going to be popping on Friday. Hit us up, Stall, and they put the Elks herd in there. Hit us up, Stall 182. All right. 780-218-9999 is the River Cree Resort and Casino inbox. That's how you text us. River Cree Resort and Casino featuring Italia Restaurant.
Scout.
Home of the $6.99 brunch special from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Sundays. Nice. All right, we got to take a break. We're going to do Fired Up. The words of the day return after a one-day hiatus. It's been a long time. Well, we had Mike Smith on. Here comes the Coop.
Edmonton's Zach Hyman is likely to miss the remainder of the playoffs for the Oilers, leaving the first period of last night's game after a flyby with Dallas's Mason Marchment in the neutral zone. And in Raleigh, the Panthers are expected to bring back Sam Reinhart, AJ Greer, and Nico Mikkola in Game 5 against the Canes. All 3 players missing Game 4. Florida leading that series 3-1. And round-robin action continues in the Memorial Cup. Rimouski and Moncton, with just about 5 minutes left in the first, Wildcats up 1-0. The winner of that one meets London in the semis, while Medicine Hat has a guaranteed spot in Sunday's final. Elsewhere, the T-Wolves are on the brink of elimination, heading into Game 5 against the Thunder, while back in Edmonton, the Stingers and Honey Badgers scrap tonight. Listen to the entire game on any of EST's audio streams with live coverage starting at 7. Baseball has the Jays and Rangers with their series closer. Bo Bichette sits out due to back soreness with first pitch at 6:05. Right now, the Cardinals are down 1-0 to the Orioles in the bottom of the second inning. This sports update is brought to you by Clover Bar Feeds. Clover Bar Feeds has all the animal feed you'll need. Get top-notch service and selection from their family-owned business. Visit Clover Bar Feeds at 200 Portage Close in Sherwood Park or call them at 780-467-5014. It's the final segment of the Reid Wilkins Show. On the other side of the break, I'm Zachary Kubish, and you're up to date.
Get your fix every single game with the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas. Whether it's breaking down the starting lineup, predicting key matchups, or diving deep into the game's biggest moments, Tom and Hernan are here to give you the best insight and analysis in the city. After the final horn, get the breakdown of every key moment, performance, and player reactions. It's your one-stop shop for all things game day. Catch the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame and postgame shows with Tom Gazzola and Hernan Salas, only on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton sports.
Looking for a winning strategy for your retirement? Contact me, Joaquin Gage at K4 Financial, where expertise meets dedication. I will always look for a careful approach to your retirement, ensuring your financial future is secure. From tailored strategies to clear, actionable advice, I'm here to guide you every step of the way. Don't leave your future to chance. Get in touch with me, Joaquin Gage, today at k4financial.ca or email joaquin.gage@k4financial.ca to start planning for a brighter future and a more secure retirement.
Hi there. If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki as a ninja fighting off evil samurai.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
Your brand deserves more than just a whisper, it deserves a buzz. At the Hive Product Marketing, they specialize in promotional products that bring the buzz. From eye-catching giveaways to unforgettable keepsakes, they got the perfect products to make your brand stand out and get noticed. Visit the Hive Product Marketing and let them create the buzz your business deserves. The Hive Product Marketing, the official merch partner of Edmonton Sports Talk. Visit them online at thehiveproductmarketing.com.
All right, thanks a lot for joining us this afternoon. Zach Hyman, surgery today for your Edmonton Oilers. We do not expect to see him again for the remainder of the playoffs, which hopefully will include the Stanley Cup final. Oilers can clinch a spot in the final by beating Dallas tomorrow. Hey, Jay.
You know where you are? You're in the banquet studio, baby. You're going to eat a late night snack.
So it's my best Axl Rose.
I did not.
That's
see
how
that
they
coming.
start. So that's because they're playing "Welcome to the Jungle" before the Oilers come out. So it starts with
You know where you are? You're in the jungle, baby.
but they cut out the "You're gonna die" part. Obviously,
Yeah,
yeah. You
that'd
don't need
be
that before a
dark
game.
move.
Fans are like, "Wait, what? What did he say?
What'd they say?"
We gotta go. Anyway, we are indeed in the banquet studio, craving a late night snack. Check out the banquet's new late night happy hour menu, Sunday to Thursday, 9 p.m. until close. Enjoy favorites like sweet and spicy lettuce wraps or the banquet burger at happy hour prices. The banquet, get real, play hard. Oh my goodness. This has been a fun show today. By the way, 238 thumbs. Let's see if we can get to 255 by the end.
Sure.
Pretty good. So we went past double word of the day easily. Another 200 thumb show during the postseason. Awesome stuff. And we're going to get fired up here for Gemco Fireplaces, proudly serving Edmonton and area for 45 years. The authorized dealer for Napoleon Fireplaces. Whether it's gas or wood burning, look no further than Canadian-made Napoleon Fireplaces. All the Napoleon products you need are available at Gemco, 9281 50th Street.
So my wife and I, we work out with a trainer once a week. Just a real butt whooping.
Yeah, you're always in a pleasant mood when you're done.
Well,
from that.
it's always just kills you. Just kills you. Now, the fellow that we train with, he's quite an avid runner. He's done Ironmans, he's done marathons. He's done everything. So he caught wind of me putting my hand up to the Edmonton half marathon and saying, yes, I'll do that.
Oh, nice.
So he's putting together a program for me. So I'm fired up about that.
That is so cool.
Yeah, he's putting something together. He knows, when I'm, so, for instance, today, like before our, we go for a run before our workout.
The torture.
Yeah. So, it's going to be basically 2 to 3 days a week of running.
Good.
And it's going to be building me up.
Good.
So we're going to start modestly and then start adding to it as the body gets, trained for.
Oh, I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
You're going to love doing it.
I think I am. And he also did mention that the course for a half marathon, the Edmonton half marathon, is quite flat.
It is very flat.
So he
There's
says,
like one mild incline that is not even a hill.
So he did say this is a good one to go ahead and
big time.
Check off the list as your first one, because this will be my first and only half marathon.
You're gonna want to do more.
I am not turning into running guy.
Do more.
You're gonna want to do more. I am not turning into running guy. There's no part of me that's running guy.
You might. Running is fantastic.
Now, Matt from the Garrison, wrote me a nice email.
Oh, nice.
He said, "Welcome to running."
Yeah.
He said him and his wife are on the same sort of journey. And he suggested the first thing I do is go invest in proper running shoes.
Oh, yeah.
And the trainer also said that. So I'm going to have to go do that.
When I was when I was running, when I needed new shoes, I went in and I tried on shoes and I did not look at the price. I thought I'm gonna just get the most comfortable shoes and then say how much are they, and then maybe. But 1 year I went in and I did that. And then I was like, "Hey, how much are they?" And they're like, "Oh, they're last year's model. They're discounted." So
really?
Sometimes you get a break like that too. But I've settled on New Balance the last few years of my running. I had the what are they, Saucony before that?
Yeah.
But then I had a good pair of New Balance.
I don't know what they are, Reid. Are they Saucony? Are they Saucony? Are they Saucony?
I said Saucony. I said Saucony. But you know the brand I'm talking about.
I do.
But I think New Balance has sort of done very well. And then there's the Hokas, I believe, that are sort of become a more popular shoe later as well.
Are those more for cross training than they are, say, to strictly for running?
I'm not sure.
What am I looking at here for a price tag, do you think?
I would budget $200, and then maybe you wind up getting something for a little less.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can live with that.
But I'm so happy you're doing that, man. Like I'm serious. Like not being able to be a runner anymore is like, I'm not exaggerating. It's one of the worst things that's ever happened in my life. Like I try not to think about it because it's devastating. So I'm so happy when other people are doing it. So go do it. I think you're going to do more than one half marathon too.
Ugh.
I really think you will, Jay. Because it's such a great feeling to finish.
So my buddy Sickler, you know,
sorry.
Him and his buddy, him and his boy Benny, who Benny's grandfather last night, former Oiler, by the way, surprised Ben and took him to the Oilers game.
Wait, who's this?
Sickler.
Who's the former Oiler?
Sickler's father-in-law.
Who?
Brian Baltimore.
Oh, Brian. Oh, I've talked to him. Yeah, I've talked to him. Yeah.
So he surprised Ben with tickets to the Oilers, to the playoff game.
Oh, amazing.
But Ben and Sickler always listen to the word of the day.
As they should.
And Ben has predicted that you're going to get 3 out of 4.
He doesn't even know what the words are.
I text them to him.
Oh, all right. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The word of the day with Reid and Jay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
What do they got to say?
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you.
Let's find out.
English, do you speak it? Then you know what I'm saying.
Okay, let's see if Benny's right. First word of the day, interminable. Interminable.
Okay, I can I do the definition first?
Really? Interminable.
Never ending, or feeling like it'll never end. INTERMINABLE. Yes. Wow. Yes.
Believe in me.
All right.
2 out of 2. Ben might be right. Women love. Second word of the day, nictate. Nictate.
Oh wow, that is a tough one. I might need some divine intervention.
This is a verb.
We haven't played that for a while. The Oilers did start playing better once we introduced my cousin Squire.
In the back pocket. Nictate.
Nictate. All right, I'm going to go with the obvious spelling. Nictate. So it is that. So there. What's your buddy's name? Ben?
Ben.
Or Ben's
his son.
The son. If people can't see us, like we keep putting our hand down lower, like he's really
He's
short.
the little guy.
Yeah,
well, he's not so little.
He's only 2 days old.
Yeah. Heck of an athlete, little bit.
Nick Tate, Nictata. So the first thing this makes me think is of nicotine, but I don't know if it's related to nicotine or tobacco or anything like that.
Now we can
It sounds like. Let me just talk it out.
Sure.
It makes me think of something scientific or chemical or some sort of chemical or scientific process, perhaps. Like the fact Nick Tate, it makes me think like it's a process of doing something or something happens or something changes or goes through something.
Yeah. Maybe the process of something happening.
I don't know what it would be, though. Maybe, okay, I'll get the sentence. I'll sacrifice going 4 out of 4 to try to go 3.5.
Okay. Owls barely nictate compared to many other birds, so their gaze feels watchful and wise.
Blink. It's to blink. Whoa! Now, I did not know that, but I figured it out.
Finishing up with your...
Well, we're playing a whole bunch over top of each other there.
That's a 3.5 out of 4.
You speak over the emperor. That is not a good idea. He will force choke you.
3.5 out of 4.
3.5 out of 4. Well, interminable is not a difficult word. I don't think.
For you.
To neither spell nor get the... Well, terminate. I mean, it's a... Now, nictate, that's harder. I knew how to spell it. Yeah, you're dictating
I'm
right
dictating
now.
you.
I mean, I wouldn't have figured it out on my own, but the definition in the sentence gave it away. Well, I guess you could have thought maybe sleep. At first, I thought maybe it has something to do with sleeping because it said something about that happens at night.
No.
What was the sentence
it just
again?
said owls. So
Okay,
maybe
owls.
you thought night.
Okay.
Owls barely nictate compared to many other birds.
Oh, so at first I thought maybe sleep or sleep at night.
Yes. Which would be also correct.
Because nictate, nocturnal. I was thinking if there was some sort of connection there. All right, so 3.5 out of 4. I'm quite.
That's good. Going into an Oilers game day, that's big.
Fantastic.
All right, this was a great show. Thank you for tuning in listening and or watching, whether you're on YouTube or one of the audio streams. Thanks for clicking the thumbs up. We're well over 200 again, which is incredible. The Stingers game is on the stream tonight against 7 o'clock?
Brampton.
Against the Brampton Honey Badgers. 6 a.m. tomorrow.
We've sent 3 sets of listeners from this show
awesome.
alone.
You had great trivia questions. Well, tomorrow we'll have a mystery athlete, which will be pretty cool. 6 a.m. Nielsen show tomorrow. We're with you all day. This show will be 3 to 5, and then at 5 o'clock from Hudson's on White, it's going to be the Oil Stream GCL Diesel pregame show. Zachary Kubish is here. He's Jason Milne. I'm Reid. Have a great evening.